All right. I do think we are officially live. Yep, we are because I can hear the echo. There we go. Gene Park, are you ready to begin Gaming Exposed episode 2?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We have to sing the theme song. Did you write the theme song?
Do we have a music here?
Oh, I thought you were going to write it. Fudge. Oh well. All right. Well, here it is.
I have written music before.
Go ahead. Let's freebase it.
Yeah. The one song that I wrote is about how this girl broke up with me, and then her next boyfriend was a guy that looked exactly like me and dressed exactly like me. And then I realized that she stole all my clothes and gave all my clothes to him.
Is this a real story?
No, it's just a story that I wrote for a song.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I was going to think maybe you were like having some kind of selective amnesia. So you were actually dating her, but you thought she was dating someone else. It's kind of like a Fight Club sort of thing.
Oh, yeah. Just a complete disassociation of myself, right?
I love that for you. I love that for you, Gene Park.
Yeah,
it's the Gene Park Jaffe Gaming Exposed show. We weren't good enough for Last Stand Media's network, so they put us on here.
This is us in the the bargain bin. The two old men.
This is the TJ Maxx of gaming podcast, right?
We're in the Salvation Army right now.
That's exactly right. Welcome to Friday, my delightful delinquents. I am Jaffe. That is Gene Park of the Washington Post, as well as many, many other great video game podcasts and places in the world. Now, here's the thing. Right when we were about to start the stream, and we got a lot of fun stuff to talk about, a new Game of the Year contender, at least for me, has poked its head out of the sand this morning. But before we get to any of that, Gene was just telling me that he had a date planned for this weekend, and she canceled. Is this what happened?
Yeah. It's just a girl that I've been seeing for some time. So I went viral a couple weeks ago, or like last month, I guess, for having a date canceled on me. But I was playing Silk Song, and I was like in a really good moment in Silk Song where I was like, I don't want to stop playing this, and the game is really difficult. So I was like in the groove of just really hitting all the bosses and getting all these cool upgrades. And I was like, I don't feel like going on a date right now. Come on,
You canceled a date to play video games?
Well, I didn't cancel. She canceled on me. So that's why I was super happy about it. And I was like, yo, I got what I wanted,
So, okay. And you went viral, meaning you tweeted that, thank God my date canceled. Now I can play Silk Song.
Yes, exactly.
And she saw that, and now she canceled on you tonight.
She's not online. She's not on Twitter. She doesn't use anything really. I guess TikTok every once in a while, but that's about it.
Okay.
So, she doesn't play video games. So when she came to my house and she saw all this crap up on my shelf, so on my shelf behind me.
Yeah.
For all your listeners, I have Sephiroth, I have Ellie from The Last of Us, I have Mesmer from the Elden Ring Shadow Tree, Chun-Li, and Cloud up there. As she saw that, when I nailed it, got her back to my house, right? That's the dream, right? That's
how Harvey Weinstein did it.
That's no, you bring him back to the hotel room, not to
right.
Not his little 1-bedroom apartment with his one cat or whatever,
I'm pretty sure Harvey Weinstein even in prison, he doesn't have a 1-bedroom apartment.
Yeah, he's probably living better than me, man.
No, it's like it's not like at the end of The Irishman where they're making wine out of their own grapes and shit in the cut. Anyway, the point is, she comes.
Anyways, so she came here.
And what did she think?
She saw my shelf and she was like, "Oh, is that all from a show?" And I was like, I would love a show where Ellie from The Last of Us and Sephiroth are just hanging out,
right?
Just Ellie's just making jokes and Sephiroth is edginess, and I'll never be a member, But no, she doesn't know anything about anything. She's not online. She's not a gamer. I don't date gamers. Period.
Okay, so she sees your shelf, and then does she say, "You know what else dies in the darkness? my libido. I'm out of
Mm.
here, Gene Park. Is that what she said when she saw your shelf, or she wasn't bothered by it?
She's not bothered by it. She's just cool. She's just down with Gene Park, just in general.
Okay, so then, but she canceled on you tonight.
Yeah, because she got something else going on. So
Wait a minute. You had a planned date?
yeah,
And she called and said, I'm canceling because now I have something better to do.
I guess that's fine. I don't care. I'm not one to ask questions.
Okay, but we're done with her, correct? We're not going out with her. There's no future here unless you're just in it for the sex, correct?
No, I'm just in it for the sex. That's
Oh,
all.
okay. Oh,
Yeah.
that's different then. Okay.
Yeah.
I
No,
thought
yeah.
this was like,
No, this is not like a marriage potential kind of thing. I know that I'm older and I probably should be married by now. I don't care. I actually
shouldn't
like,
care. Marriage is an antiquated concept.
yeah. This is why I'm podcasting with you, Jaffe, because you're such a progressive nut that you would allow that. But that's cool.
Well, yeah. I mean, now is your like family pressuring you? Because I know there's a lot of,
No,
my
no.
ex-wife was Asian, and there was a lot of pressure
Your
about.
ex-wife was Asian. What kind of Asian?
Well, you're Asian. She was half.
My Asian?
Yeah. She's her dad is Caucasian, white as rain, coming from the Midwest, and the mom was from Tokyo.
Oh, okay. She was Hapa then. She was half.
Right, Hobbit. That's right. So, but my point though is that I mean, she didn't get it, but I know a lot of her cousins and stuff got a lot of that pressure about marriage and stuff. I mean, does your family push you, and it's like when's the wedding, or are they like, dude?
Not at all. I mean, my grandmother did, but God rest her soul, she's gone. But my parents don't care really.
Good.
In fact, I think my mom prefers that I just stay single. She doesn't want me to raise children in this world that we live in today.
I understand that to a large extent.
Yeah,
I understand that.
I would be fearful of that too. I don't want to die and be like, oh my God, what are my kids going to do?
I know it's really tough knowing what we had. I mean, you were a kid of the 90s. I was a kid of the 80s. And even though obviously, there was always crap to deal with, it's rough knowing that this generation is having to deal with a lot of shit that we never even came close to having to fathom. So I get it. But okay, so if you were to get married or get into a long-term relationship, would she need to be a gamer, or you don't care?
I've never dated a gamer, period. So I've never dated anybody within any of my own circles. I've never dated another journalist. I've never dated another gamer, and I've never even dated another musician. I've always been attracted to people who are just like not like me at all. So like my girl right now, she's into basketball. I don't fucking know a goddamn thing about basketball,
Right.
But she'll go to games. She'll go to NBA games,
Maybe that's what she's doing tonight.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, "Fuck you, the Lakers are playing," or I don't fucking know.
I don't know. Again, I don't ask questions. I used to, so that's why maybe we should be pivoting to like a manosphere podcast, because those are real hot right now.
No, I don't think so. Well, you got the wrong co-host, because I am the only place I fit in that. I'm either a Sigma or I'm men go your own way, or whatever that's called.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm basically apathetic to the whole thing. It's like I find it like chasing after someone at this point in my life. I'm like, I have too many other things to chase. I've done that. But I get a lot of people want that shit. They want to tune into the podcast and they want to learn how do I approach this girl and all this shit. Maybe they didn't have dads that taught them. I don't fucking. Your dad ever sit you down and say, here's how you get a lady?
Oh, totally. Absolutely. My dad was a classic type of dad.
Okay.
He would sit me down. Here's a beer, son.
Okay.
We're going to drink this together, and you're going to tell me how you feel, and we're going to navigate through that,
Okay. So was his advice on ladies good? It served you well?
Yeah. Again, he's a classic gentleman, right? So I just came back from New York Comic Con, and I had dinner with a bunch of ladies, right? And
together, like multiple ladies, or one at a time?
Multiple ladies. It was multiple ladies at the table and me, right?
Okay.
And then so what I did was I just bought everyone dinner that night,
Okay.
Because it's just a gentleman thing to do. I have
a well-off gentleman thing to do.
It is. I have the ability to do so. I was also the oldest gentleman. I was also the oldest person in the room, probably the guy making the most money. So for me, I felt like it behooved me, and it was good table manners, just like my dad taught me, to just take care of all the ladies' bills. So whenever it's not a sim thing to do, it's a Sigma thing to do. Here's the thing. When
I
you
guess it
are
depends what you're going for. Why you did it because were you hoping to score with one of them? I'm old. I said
no, I'm
score.
just being a gentleman. That's what it is. I don't hope to score with any of them. If I was scoring, if I was hoping to score with any of them, then yes, of course, it would be a sim thing.
Interesting.
I didn't do
Interesting.
that. I'm just trying to be a gentleman. I'm just trying to be the man of the table, which is taking care of the ladies. So what he always taught me was that if you were out with your girlfriend or your partner and all her friends were with you, right? It would be a bad look if you let the friends pay for themselves and you only pay for your girlfriend. You should be taking care of her friends too.
Okay, well, I think that's fascinatingly interesting. I
Mhm,
would never do that. But I consider myself a gentleman, but clearly not of the parkman gentleman
mhm,
criteria. I would be
mhm.
kicked out of the clubhouse because I'd be like, no, pay for your own fucking dinner. Unless it's
Yeah.
a date, then I'm like, oh, of course, I'm
Yeah,
happy to
well, I
pay
mean,
for
I'm
it.
dating. Well, if I'm dating one of the girls, but if all of her friends go with me, it's good to be friends with the girls' friends of the girlfriend, right? You don't want to be hated among the friend group.
I
And
just
one way
in my mind, I just have that Kanye line of now I got to take all their asses to showbiz.
I got to take all the water bottles now. That's all
Yeah,
the
so I'm
responsibility
like, I
of
don't
her.
think so. Gene Park, how's video games? How's that going? How do we? By the way, I want to let you know if you're tuning into the show, here's how we do it. Gene
Mm,
and I are going to talk for a little bit about games, what we're playing, what we think, the business, whatnot, and then at the tail end of the show, we will read whatever super chats have come in. We'll also turn on the phones. There's a link at the top of the YouTube if you want to click. You can call in with your voice and your face, or just your voice, not just with your face. We couldn't. Well, we could try. And we'll talk to you live as well. But for now, I will be avoiding the chat till about an hour into the show. Then we'll totally turn it and make it a fully interactive show. I'll
mm.
remind you of that we live and thrive and breathe on your super chats and your memberships here on this channel. We'd like to see you support it. So get your wallets out, put your hand on the TV, and if you're praying for something in your life, the more money you give, the more chances Jesus will hear you. Now, Gene Park, I saw something you tweeted just about 20 minutes ago, which I thought was quite cool,
Mm.
which is your Pokemon review went up today in the Washington Post,
Yeah,
and you
yeah.
said
Yesterday,
that
actually, but yeah,
yesterday.
yesterday.
Okay,
Yeah.
and but today you tweeted that over 100 people subscribed, and when they subscribed just to read, like they're like, I want to subscribe because I want to read this, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So people are always asking me because I'm not a content creator, of course, again, like as Jaffe said, the super chats here are very appreciated. We love it very
Mhm.
much. And that is a great way to support me and Jaffe at the same
That's
time.
right. And how else is he going to pay for all the ladies at the fucking table without your money?
Guys, look at me. How am I supposed to impress the ladies without your help?
Hey, everybody needs something. That's a very good answer, by the way, which is like, you know what? Fuck you, Jaffe. If
Mhm.
I can do it with money, if I can do it with looks, if I can do it with charisma, you got to fucking bring something to the party.
Yeah, yeah,
And
exactly.
money's not any more or less noble unless you earned it by robbing banks and anything else. Okay,
Mhm.
sorry. So you tweeted this thing out about Pokemon.
Yeah. So I actually got so a great way to support me is to actually, because of course the Washington Post is paywall, and I understand paywall media sucks. I Every time I hit the paywall in the New York Times or slate.com or whatever like that, I'm like, I'm not fucking paying this. Come on. I get it. But if you want to support me directly, Gene Park, and you like what I do, if you actually subscribe or sign up, just register. So I was saying, like, people signed up to the post. That's a little bit more of conversion than a subscription. Subscriptions are always nice, but then just people getting the extra step to sign up for their emails to receive newsletters or like that. That's also valuable too. And I got hundreds of people to sign up just to read article, which is huge.
And they
People
didn't know it was because of you,
they
right?
that it is credited directly towards me. If you do it in one of my articles, I absolutely get kudos in the back end. People in the meetings will see it. They'll be like, "Yo, that's how I know about it," because they go in the meetings and they would say, "Hey, Gene got a massive amount of signups. Let's pay
That's
attention to what
cool.
he's doing."
Well, did I was going to ask, is there like a leaderboard like every week? It's like, oh, Gene's at number 4, he moved up to 2, or
There,
you
there,
got it's
There is, we don't get to see it, but
right.
there are of course meetings where they look at the quote unquote leaderboard, the analytics, and they'll of course try to figure out like just like what we do, just like any
Yeah.
content creator would do, right?
Do you
Uh,
think you're close to the top, or you think you're one of the most subscribed or engaged with when you put things up?
I wouldn't say that. I think obviously, people definitely subscribe to like everything for like our national politics team, and
Right.
everything we do regarding politics. That's our thing. The Washington Post. People are surprised when the Washington Post covers anything else, because the Washington Post, for folks who don't know, and for people that are young in the chat, we are the guys who did Watergate. We are the guys who got Nixon to resign back in the 70s.
Yeah.
We when you hear about Deep Throat in Metal Gear Solid,
Yeah.
that is a reference to the Washington Post and the secret agent that helped bring down Watergate, the Watergate scandal.
And by the way, if you want to see a movie about it, watch. It's called The Post, and it's from Spielberg. It's with Tom Hanks and Meryl Streep, and or All the President's Men, right? But
All the President's Men was about Watergate. The Post was about before that was about the Pentagon Papers and how the Vietnam War was actually like bad,
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm glad that you brought up the
Is
Post.
anybody still there from that era? Like, do you ever run past somebody in the hallway and it's like, oh my God, you did this? I mean,
yeah. Bernstein and Woodward, the Watergate guys. I've seen them. I fucking saw them on my first day of work. Literally.
Wow. Are they still working there, like employees, or they just pop in?
They are employees, like quote unquote at large. Like they're just like they are employed, and I think we still do pay them sometimes, but they don't hang out at the office all the time. But they do come into the office every once in a while. I even did a Twitch stream with Bob Woodward one time.
About what?
Just about his work, just about Trump and everything like that.
Holy
got
shit.
to interview him and everything. So
it's amazing to me that the stuff that brought down Nixon today is just, I mean, nothing will bring down Trump, whether you love him or hate him.
No.
He one of the smartest things he said was if he could shoot somebody in the middle of Fifth Avenue and he wouldn't lose followers.
It's true. It's true.
Totally true.
Yeah. He'll totally. People are like, oh my God, he said something that's just like Watergate, and it's like no one cares anymore.
No one gives a shit, man.
No one cares anymore.
No one gives a shit. So what is it? Related to Trump? What is it about? For example, the Pokemon piece you wrote that you think had so many people? Is it just because Pokemon is so beloved and you see a correlation? Like if you were to write about Keeper that just came out today from Double Fine, you probably wouldn't see that conversion. It's kind of like anything else. If you're writing about something that's already popular, and I assume that affects what you choose to write about, right?
Yeah. So of course I cover Pokemon because it's very popular, but I think I covered Pokemon before, and it hasn't really popped off like this. The angle I chose was to kind of lean into my old age of 44, and highlight that in the headline. This is a review from an old man who is still playing Pokemon, and see how he feels about that. And
right.
I took a real personal approach to it because, as a lot of folks know, I was diagnosed with cancer 3 years ago in 2022, and I'm better now. Everything's good, miraculously. I can't believe that. I can't believe I can even say that. But before I underwent my life-saving surgery, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet had just came out. And a lot of people make fun of those games for being ugly, and they are ugly. The graphics are awful. Sword and Shield was definitely awful too. But I loved it. I love Pokemon games in general. I love just catching and evolving Pokemons. It's the whole reason why they're the number one IP in the world.
Yeah.
And I love the game. And there was a very, 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 very real chance that I could have just died in the surgery. And Pokemon Violet, which would have been the last video game I ever played, and just check out, So I kind of like analyze my growth from Pokemon was almost the last thing I had. It kept me going, and it helped me to survive. Versus now where I'm healthier and this Pokemon Legends EA come out, and a lot of people are having fun with it. And it got good reviews. I'm actually kind of an outlier in the review lands in terms of. I was a little bit more negative than some people, but it's mostly because I just didn't like the world. I think the world kind of sucks. It's my turn now to complain about the graphics finally, but I just think that it looks kind of bland and flat. And I go into Pokemon to enjoy the worlds. I enjoy being.
Can you go back and play Violet now, or is it depressing?
Oh, that's a great question. I can't
Yeah.
play it now. Yeah. That's a great
Okay.
question. It's a game I loved, and it really sucks because I really want to replay it. But when I replay it, when I hear those songs again, it reminds me of when I was in the recovery room, and I
Right.
literally couldn't walk. It took
Okay.
I had to take 2 weeks to relearn how to walk again because the surgery was so much of my
Right.
body that my legs just stopped working for a bit. So it's like I had a walker. I had to go outside and like walk up and down the hallway and get some training there. It was wild,
Right.
and I would fall back into bed, with all these tubes sticking out of me. I just play some Pokemon Violet, but now when I play that game, I just keep thinking about that time, so I can't play it again.
Interesting. I mean, again, this is not a Gene Park interview, but Gene is just so filled with not just good stories, but such a way about talking about video games that you don't really see, which is probably why you're as successful as you are as a writer in this space.
Mhm.
Because, like, I remember also you wrote about your relationship with Cyberpunk
Yeah.
and how that really was. I mean, it was kind of a, I don't know, I don't want to be dramatic, but you were dramatic. I mean, it's kind of a lifeline, right? It was kind of an
Yeah.
escape that you needed. And that has been something I have seen as I've gotten older, and I've had a lot of
Mhm.
people watch my stuff on YouTube and stuff where they come to me and they say, your games were really helpful, you know, helping me escape,
Mm.
from a really rough childhood.
Mhm.
And you just don't, you don't, I mean, somebody might, but we certainly didn't think about it. And so it's kind of a neat thing, when you like, I don't know if one day there'll be quantum computing to the point that we can kind of every action we do, we can see the butterfly effects it has.
Mhm.
And I wonder how that would change society, because I was just getting up and going to work and doing stuff I thought was cool and hoping to be successful enough that I'd get paid enough that I could do it again. That was it. I was
Mhm.
following my own North Star. But if I would have had like this map and going, these decisions will affect this many people in this way,
Mm.
I don't, you know what I mean? It's like, I don't know, you could fucking get out of bed. It's like every step you take um could have consequences.
I get it. That's why I stay home a lot. That's why I
Yeah.
stay home and play video games a lot too.
It's
Yeah.
it's like the what's the religion that it's like, don't step on a bug, don't kill a cow. It's just like,
Mhm.
just don't move or you're gonna fuck something over and ruin their fucking life.
For sure.
I almost killed a bug today. I didn't want to do it and I didn't. I don't like killing bugs, Gene.
I don't too either. I actually have a great sympathy for them.
Yeah, they're
I try to avoid
terrified. They
that
must
sort
be
of stuff.
terrified.
Yeah. What a horrible existence.
Maybe. I don't know about that. I mean, it's all perspective, but when you think about it, like I'm sitting on the toilet, Gene. Let's paint a picture.
Mm.
I'm sitting on the toilet and this little bug comes out from underneath a crack in the wall, just like one of those little silverfish or whatever those fucking things are. And I'm like,
Mhm.
what the fuck? And it starts coming at me and I notice it and it just stops. So it clearly has had some kind of, even if it's just pure instinct, it knows something has
Mhm.
caused it to stop.
Mhm.
And I assume it's fear. I don't fucking know, but it was kind of, I don't know what to feel about that. Most people
I
would be, if this was an actual brosphere podcast, it'd be like, fucking kill that fucking bug. It's a fucking bug, man. Fuck
Well,
you.
that's why I'm suggesting that we're a different kind of bro manosphere podcast. One that
Yeah,
that that is that
unacceptable.
because I look at you and I look at a real man. I think you're a real man, David Jaffe.
I don't know what that means. What does that mean?
Uh,
I have
you,
a
you know
penis.
well you
What is a
you
man, Gene Park?
a
Senator
miserable
Park,
a
can you
miserable
answer?
pile of secrets.
Yeah, that's
That's what we
exactly right. That would be a great answer in the Senate when they're like, can you define what a man is? Oh,
are.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
No secrets.
Yeah, once we finally get that out there, and then I go up there and I'm like, yeah, we're miserable
And there's
piles.
one guy in the gallery who's just like, yeah. And
Yeah,
nobody else is like, what are you talking about, man? It's
and I
like,
just throw a wine glass into the floor.
it's like, okay, we're done here, Senator.
Mhm.
Um, anyway, yes, I consider myself a man. Why do you ask?
No, I mean, we could be a counter to all the Manosphere podcasts and actually be good and learn
Mm,
how to, learn how to actually. Well, I don't know. It's like I feel like a lot of what I would say would probably reflect a lot of like what pickup artists used to say and everything too. I don't know.
Oh, yeah,
So
no, I don't
it's
know.
like, oh, you got to be confident or whatever. But it's like you do got to be confident. Well, that's really the number one way to attract women. It's
Yeah, but when you say stuff like that, though, people get confused because then they think, oh, what that means is go act confident, and it's like
yeah.
you
Well,
can't,
well,
you
at that
know,
point, you
it's
have to
like telling
define what
somebody to love themselves. It's like, well,
you have
what
to
if they
define what
don't?
confidence is, and it isn't just like just swinging your dick around and talking about how rich you are.
Yes,
Uh, it's more about just someone who is comfortable with themselves and someone who clearly loves to be around other people and is totally comfortable in their own skin. I
yes.
don't even like trust me. I'm not the most handsome guy in the world. Definitely grew up thinking that all the time, where I would obsess about how fucking ugly I am. I'm just like not like I'm not a handsome guy. What's wrong with me? You know. And then I grew up and I changed and I realized like women don't really care about that. There was a viral tweet going around about like this beautiful blonde woman with like a nice tan, having a boyfriend who was like this really pudgy like just other white guy, and
Right.
he had a little curly hair. And he was just like big old guy. He looks like he's a real eater and looks like a real fun guy,
A
right?
real eater.
A
Yeah.
real eater, but he looks like a
Okay.
real fun guy, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's like people are like, "What am I doing wrong?" And it's like the guy probably just like
Oh, I saw this. I saw this tweet. Yeah, yeah, yeah. They
yeah,
were,
yeah.
that's right. What am I doing wrong?
Yeah,
Right.
what am I
It's like,
doing wrong? And it's like you probably come off as insecure. It depends on how that comes off. If you're always talking about your exploits, like some people think that I'm insecure because I always say that too. I totally understand that. But there
this
is
is
a
why sex work should be legal. And I'm not even joking. It's like, look, I get that
bro.
I get that you are horny and go have sex. Let's make it real easy for men and women if they want to have sex. No shame, no problem, nothing illegal. Go enjoy yourself. And
Mhm,
then you can release some of the air in the tire, take some of the pressure off, and then
mhm.
just go. Everything else is going to be what it is.
So I knew.
I'm going to focus instead on just the shit I like. And if somebody shows up and wants to play, great. If not, great, because I have these outlets. But I think
You're-
when we make is this a game show? Is this a podcast about game? What are we doing?
yeah, no,
Hey,
no, no.
everybody, welcome to Friday. Who
Well,
wants some dope?
so I've actually known
God,
several.
are you there, God? It's me, Gene. You did what
I've,
now?
I've known several 40-year-old virgins. Um,
Actual ones. Okay.
Actual virgins who are over 40, right?
Okay.
Um, and the thing, I won't mention who they are, but they are like in the news, you know. Um, and I will tell the bro, man, at this
Are
point,
they
just
all men? Are they all men?
they're all men. They're all
Okay.
men, because women. I've never met a 40-year-old virgin woman. That's for damn sure. And if they
Well, are
are,
these 40-year-old virgin men virgins because they want to be or because they just can't get it together?
again, they're in the media and they're on TV. They look good. They're handsome guys, and a lot of people think they're handsome. The issue is that when you actually sit down and fucking try to talk to them, you can't fucking stand them. You know,
Really?
they are awful people. Like they are just awful to be around, and no matter like it doesn't matter how good they look, and they look good on TV, but that's where I'm saying it's not even about looks. It's about like whether you're even a guy to be fucking you want to hang out with them at all. And it turns out nobody wants to fucking hang out with this guy for any longer than 30 minutes.
I can
Because
see that.
when you actually hang out with him and go to dinner with him, it's just like I can't be around this right now.
What did you say? I missed him. What did you say his name was?
I won't say that, but
I'm a good reporter. I tricked him. He didn't know I was going to do that.
but I told him like, look, buddy, you got to just go to just go to one of these seeking sites or something, whatever. Just go get a hooker, man.
Yeah.
Just get an escort and just because at this point, if anyone decides to finally just open their legs up to you,
You
they're
don't
not
know
going
what
to
to
have a good
do.
time.
Right.
Yeah, you're not going to know what to do, man. You're fucking 42 years old, dude.
Yeah.
What are you going to
Look,
do? So
I
you
want to be
better be
honest.
able to learn with a hooker who will be
Until I had sex
understanding.
at
Hmm?
18, 17, 18, it was 18. I just seen, sex in the movies and stuff, and I was very confused because in the movies it looked like you're fucking like this.
Hmm.
And I didn't realize it was this,
Oh
you know,
yeah. Yeah.
And I'm like, oh shit. And it took me a while to kind of, recognize that in real life. And so by the time I finally did have sex at 17, I knew what I would. No. By then I knew, but I'm saying, but at first though, when I was like 15, I'm just like, wait, is the hole on in the front? Like, and you go up and down. Yeah, I had no idea how the pieces and parts. We didn't have the internet. Fuck you. We didn't have the internet.
Yeah, we don't have access to like infinite porn like we did back then, or like you do now. We when I first looked at porn, I was confused. Like, which hole is which? I don't know. I was like.
When you first did what? Oh, looked at porn.
When I first saw like an open vagina and butthole, I was like, I don't know which one is which.
Okay, well, I wasn't that confused, and I grew up in Alabama. How do you not know which one's which? One's in the back, one's in the front.
Holes. One was bigger than the other, so I assumed that one.
Jesus, did you come at her with your cock going to her ear? I mean, there's holes there. There's holes here.
Yeah, but they're both next to each other down there. So I'm like, which one is which? I don't know.
Either one, darling. The cost is the same. It's $150
exactly.
Wherever you want to put it.
Welcome to Gaming Exposed.
Colin's like, God, I dodged a bullet, you fucking assholes. Okay, but I wanted to ask you real quick though about this when you're talking about Pokemon in the hospital, because I think back to two things. One is the last movie my dad saw before he died, right? Which is he was hospicing at home. We had all gone home. We were a family that grew up loving movies, and we just turned on Netflix, and we all liked Richard Gere. So we picked this total forgettable, average, probably rated at like a 65 Metacritic Richard Gere movie called Armitage. And nobody was thinking this is going to be the last movie he sees. Right. And I think about the last game I will play, certainly with Itagaki dying and stuff like that, which I want to talk about. But I think about like, what is the last video game I will play? And there's a great writer. Most people probably know who they are, who he is if they read, called John Irving, who wrote The World According to Garp and Hotel New Hampshire. And he has said famously that he's a huge Charles Dickens fan. That's his favorite author. And there's one book from Dickens that he has not read. And he's saving that, assuming he knows he's going to, hospice or something. That's going to be the final book he ever reads, like is the treat he's been saving. So it did get me thinking, like, okay, if I were to pick the last video game, and I knew I was dying, if it's like, I'm pretty sure I'll be dead in a week. I have this disease and the doctors have been like, whatever. What would I play? Would I play something new? Would I play something classic? I mean, if you would have died, God forbid, on that table, would you have been satisfied if Pokemon Scarlet was the last video game you ever played before?
Yeah, I had a great fucking time. It was a great game. I was Pokemon is something it's funny to see people say that oh, Gene doesn't play Pokemon, that's why he gives it a good bad review. I was like, no, I love Pokemon. I love being in the world of Pokemon, and that's why the world of ZA just disappointed me. If you enjoy the city, more power to you. But I enjoyed the world of Scarlet and Violet, and I really enjoyed being in that world. So if it was the last game, I was like, so be it. This is the last one. I gotta finish it.
If you could choose, would it have been that? Like, if you could make a choice? And while Gene is thinking, I want to remind you, get the super chats rolling in. We'll get them at the end of the show. There's a link at the top of the YouTube, which you can call in and talk to us live in about 35 minutes. I would like to know what game you would play if you were about to head out and go, this is my last game ever. What game would you pick? But Gene, what would you pick?
For some reason my mind goes to just my top 3 games of all time, which are Dark Souls, the original one, Resident Evil 4, or Zelda Breath of the Wild. It'd be one of those. Probably I probably wouldn't want to play something new, because that would just make me sad, because I'd just be like, oh well, now I'm gonna miss out on all the new games because I'm gonna be dead, and I hate that. Right. I have a lot of anxiety over knowing that I'm gonna miss out on a lot of games after I die. Like that makes me mad. GTA 6 maybe, I don't know.
Okay. I think I would choose like, because it's not a narrative based thing. I would say, okay, give me 5 more hours with Marvel Snap or Hearthstone. Even though there are other games, like I would say Elden Ring or Bloodborne or whatever, but as sort of the comfort, like the blanket as I fade away, it's like I would probably pick Marvel Snap. Not because the game, but the
Survivors got me through
characters. Which one?
Vampire Survivors got me through a lot of the whole cancer journey
Treatment.
too, the treatment. And Neil Druckmann and I actually talked about that too, because Neil Druckmann apparently has a huge fear of flying as well.
Yeah.
And he says he plays Vampire Survivors to kind of calm his anxiety, like on the flights.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, that works actually. Like before I had so much anxiety about my health, so I just played Vampire Survivors to go through that turbulence of my own life.
Right. Well, you have to kind of lose yourself in that game if you don't totally focus in that game, you're totally fucking.
Yeah. There's a new game, Megabonk. There's a new game, Megabonk.
I've been playing Megabonk. Yeah.
Is it good? It looks kind of cool.
It is good. It's not, it doesn't have its hooks in me like Vampire Survivors did. I think, the simplicity of not having to worry about the camera. The claim to fame for Megabonk is it's made by more polished game makers, right? So you can,
it's 3D and everything. Yeah,
it's 3D and there's bosses and you can look around and stuff, but it's roughly the same loop as Vampire, and in some ways that's better, but not having to give a shit about the camera is pretty nice. It gets you into that Zen state relatively quickly.
Exactly. That's why I look at Megabonk and I was like, it's a little bit more than I want. I think the whole point of Vampire Survivors is that like your brain just completely shuts off.
Yes,
and you do enter that Zen state, and you need the brain to shut off to do that. So,
what do you think of? You haven't played Ball Pit yet? That just came out this week. I highly recommend.
Apparently that came out. Yeah, apparently that's great too. I don't know.
It's excellent. But what about now? I kind of fell off my radar that Keeper has dropped, and maybe we save it to talk about next week. I don't know if you've played it yet. My understanding is from Tim Schafer's company, Double Fine, about the lighthouse. It's really special. It's very. I'm going to put up a picture, a trailer while we're talking.
Okay.
There's an audio.
Excuse me.
It is, and if there is an echo, you guys just let me know. I'll just play this in the background. But you play this lighthouse, and it's been really interesting. Tech, I don't know if you're still watching Tech, but let me know if there's an echo.
Oh, you play as the lighthouse.
You play as the lighthouse, yeah. And it is as a stand-up, straight-up game. Wait, now it says I've been muted. Hang on, let me see. Let me go to the chat real quick and just make sure I'm not getting echoes everywhere.
Yeah, I'm getting echoes. Maybe not.
You have to mute your presentation screen for it to not echo.
Okay, 1 second.
Yeah, so is it
echoing right now?
I just say so. I muted your presentation, so they can't hear the video.
Oh, perfect. But they can see it though.
They can see it, yeah. Or Gene doesn't talk if you want to.
No, that's fine. Gene and I will keep talking. All right, thanks, Zach.
Yeah.
So yeah, you play a lighthouse, and as a stand-up game, anybody looking for like a challenging game with tons of mechanics, that's not what this is. But I played it with a lot of what you were saying on our previous show, with the mindset of, maybe not being so cynical about what the game developers want to communicate in the game, and just really allow it to sort of wrap me up in it. And I will say this is a very, in some ways, exceptionally special game. It's made by a guy from Double. Cool. Yeah, it's made by a guy from Double Fine. I think his name is Lee Petty, who's been in games for over 20 years. And as I was playing it, let me just say, I don't think somebody young could make this game. And in some way, and I don't want to spoil what I think it's about. I'll wait till you play it or the audience has a chance to play it. But I've seen some reviews. It's sitting at like a 78 Metacritic. And I've seen some reviews like, we've seen these games about the environment and stuff. I'm like, this game is not about the environment at all. But it's really, really, really cool. I don't know. Is this on your radar as something you might play, or
it is now? It is now.
Okay. Definitely. It's quick. It's cool. Yeah. It's a $40 game unless you have Game Pass. I don't know how I feel about that, given that the game is really, really, really short. It's filled with love. It's filled with details. You have this little bird on top of the lighthouse, for example. And as it's just filled with little touches. Like as you're walking, he'll sometimes fly off and get in a bird bath or go talk to other characters. But all that stuff is happening around you. So there's just so many, it's almost like a Where's Waldo. There's so many little touches to see while you're playing the moment-to-moment gameplay. I think there's something really, really special here, even though the core moment-to-moment loop is relatively pedestrian. So
sure. Yeah, it looks cool.
It's very, very cool.
You know what I'm going to do? I might actually just subscribe to Game Pass for $30 to play this $40 game.
Right.
Let's try that.
That's makes
I might
total sense.
I might do an article on what it's like to just be a $30 Game Pass subscriber and see how that works. And
I get it.
Give it a good, honest shot.
Is it $30 yet? I had heard somebody say that it's $30 only if you unsubscribe and resubscribe, but that might be in a different country.
I've unsubscribed years ago, so
okay,
it would be 30. They're going to hit me with $30 right away and punish
you get a $10 saving, but you don't own
game.
it. But I don't give a shit about that. But some people do, which I get.
I do care about owning things.
Okay, well then you wouldn't own it. That's for sure.
Yeah, that would be a problem. But it's fine. It just feels like a Game Pass game. So yeah.
You said something to me on Twitter last night. Anyway, I recommend it if you're looking for something unique and special, but don't go in expecting the world's best game, because I don't think that's what this is meant to be.
Sure.
I read so last night on Twitter, you wrote this to me. You are PC pilled. Is what you said, because I think we were talking about I know what it was. We're talking about Ghost of Yoda.
Ghost of Yoda.
And I kind of want to. No, I'm not. I want it. Here's the thing. So I want to play it, and I can't find my DualShock, whatever the fuck it's called, the one for the PS5, right? And I've looked everywhere, and I'm like, maybe I need to order another one. Fuck it, right? So and here's the thing. What I wrote you, I said, I can't find my fucking DualSense. It feels like a relic almost. The idea that I need a specific machine and a specific controller in order to have the honor of giving Sony $70 to play their game. Right. So whatever people might think of Xbox or Game Pass or Steam or whatever, it is, and Nintendo does it too. It's not just Sony I'm piling on, but there is this kind of, for me, because I have been in this ecosystem where it feels old fashioned. It feels antiquated. The idea that I'd love to give you $70, Sony, to play Ghost of Yoda. It's like, nope, you need to buy another DualSense, and you need our hardware, and you need our firmware update. I'm like, fuck off, you fucking relic of the past. And you're like, you said I was PC pilled. It's not that I like PC. I mean, I do like PC more than consoles, but simply for that reason. The idea of access to the very thing that you make. It may have been you that said, somebody was tweeting out the other day that it might have been you, or retweeting that you're an entertainment company. You're not a hardware company.
That was me. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like Sony, PlayStation. You're an entertainment company at this point. I don't know who are you talking to? Was it Sony, or who were you?
I was talking to Capcom, because Capcom were saying that they're like, I don't understand why anyone would want to play their old Resident Evil games. We replaced them with the remakes,
and they look prettier.
And they're prettier. And it's like, no, you didn't. Resident Evil 3 is worse in the remake version than the original one, first of all. So that doesn't even hold up in terms of like being a good replacement. But it's like, these are completely different games, and people are inspired by them. You should be preserving them for future generations. And thankfully they did. They put them on GOG.
Right.
But it's like, it's crazy that they didn't already have that mentality. But it's like, it brings me back to this great interview, one of my favorite interviews I've ever done. It was with the guy who made the first video game I ever played in my entire life. He made Karateka. His name is Jordan.
Karateka.
Karateka. I think it's
that's how we said it in Alabama. I don't know how you fucking say it, but in Alabama it was Karateka.
I've been calling it Karateka my whole life until I was later corrected Karateka or
okay,
Karateka, whatever.
Okay.
But I mean, it's a fucking stupid word anyways, right? But it's like Jordan Mechner, he made Prince of Persia, but he made Karateka first, and I played that first. And then I played Prince of Persia, and I was like, yo, it's a new Jordan Mechner joint when I was like 5 years old,
Right.
But he also made the video game, the visual novel adventure game, The Great Orient Express, or the Orient Express.
It was called The Last Express.
The Last Express.
Yeah, it was set on the train.
And
right?
it was set on the Orient Express, and he wanted to recreate the Orient Express in the game. So he called the company and says, "Can we have some blueprints so we can use?" And the company said, "No, we threw that shit away."
Wow.
Why would we keep it? We got new trains now, right?
Right.
And he was like, God damn it. So then he went on like message boards and like found like old school, like people who are descendants from people who worked on the train. And those workers kept the blueprints themselves because the company was about to throw them out. So Jordan was like bemoaning. He was like, the companies don't care about preserving anything about what they do. It's the people that will do it. So that's why emulation is such an important practice that we do in the gaming space. And I've been emulating like crazy on my little Steam Deck. This
Right.
baby is chock full of like old classic PS1 and PS2 games that you can't play anymore. Vagrant Story, Xenogears, the original Silent Hill games, all that good stuff.
I think that's one of the reasons, and I don't, people talk to me about preservation of games, and I'm like, I understood it with film because film, it's deteriorating. But ones and zeros don't. And for me, it's like, as long as it's on the PC somewhere, and it will always be somewhere you can emulate, I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
If Sony never wants to re-release Twisted Metal 1, I'll just fucking go on to 1,000 sites and play it in my fucking browser.
I could get Twisted Metal 1 here probably pretty easily too. No problem.
You can literally play it in a browser. I mean, it's not, you don't even need an actual emulator to play most PS1 games.
You could just play it in a browser. That's true.
Yeah. So, but I'm with you on that. I mean, I like the fact that people are able to play those things. But yeah, I look at like Ghost of Yote, back to that, and I just kind of go, again, it's Sony's business model. I understand they have to sell hardware. That's how they fund the software. I'm not a moron. I understand the way it works. I'm just saying that as a player, I'm quite pleased that I have been conditioned by playing on PC and playing on Game Pass. Not to sound like a shill, because trust me, I don't get paid by Xbox. I'd be happy to, because I love their service. But playing their shit anywhere, you get used to that. You get used to playing it, and then wherever you load it up again, it's exactly where you left off. Even if you're streaming it on a phone in the dentist office, and before you were playing it locally on an Xbox Series X. It's so the fact that I can't play Yote right now, part of me is just like, yeah, fuck you, Sony. I'll just wait till you port it to PC. You can have my money then.
A lot of people I know are just kind of waiting. They're like, it'll come out in a year on PC, and I'll just play it when it comes out. And you know what? I understand that. I would be excited to play it on PC more than I did on the PS5, honestly.
And there's also just so much to play that, I mean, if it was kind of like, oh my God, I have to fucking play that. Are you kidding? If they remade God of War back in Greek times or something that was like an event, but I loved Tsushima, but I'm just kind of like, I'm good. I'll wait till it comes out. I've got a gajillion other things to play. So
it's a great game, but yeah, it's nothing new that you got to figure out right now. Where it's like, I got to get on this,
Right. What is the next big thing? I'm very eager for your Silent Hill F review to drop with the hot therapist, but
that'll publish on Monday. And regarding the therapist, yes. So I interviewed a therapist who did beat Silent Hill F, who I interviewed her, and we just talk about some of the themes about that. So
is she a gamer in general besides Silent Hill?
She does play video games. Yeah, she loves Final Fantasy games. She likes Silent Hill, like a lot of horror games. But I think she's mostly a Final Fantasy nerd, mostly.
Okay, I'd love to have her come on at some point. Because I'm fascinated by
maybe.
I'm fascinated by the gamer brain, honestly. Like everything from sort of the culture war stuff to the infighting of console wars to just sort of, I don't know how much insight or analysis has been done on how the brain responds to something interactively. And I don't mean like coming up with Skinner boxes via game mechanics. I mean like third person versus first person, or when you actually do something in a game, it's very different than watching it in a film. And some people would say it's more impactful, but I sometimes argue that it's less impactful because, the example I always think about is like Saving Private Ryan. Saving Private Ryan in the movie of D-Day is traumatic and harrowing and unforgettable. But I imagine if you were on the beach and you survived, in retrospect, it would be that. But in the moment, which is what it is to be like in a game, you're not thinking about the meta of what this means and the music and the cuts. And you're just like, I need to get to the rock over there or I will die.
Yeah, you're so goal pilled, I guess.
That's right.
Again, like my friend Pat with Baby Steps, where he spent a whole hour just trying to get a cup, and he wasn't able to kind of reflect on, or maybe he was, but like he was just so focused on the cup. It's why streamers, watching streamers is actually not a great way to like really enjoy games.
Yes.
I never watch a streamer if they're playing a game that I've never played before. I only watch them if they're playing something that I've already played before, so I can kind of see their reactions or whatever. But I feel sorry for them because maybe this is their first time reacting to the game, and they just have chat just like yelling at them all kinds of nonsense.
I rarely stream single player games anymore. I'll stream stuff that's like mechanics based, but it's for exactly that reason. Like I loved The Last of Us Part 2, but I had to play enough of it off stream because when I first started playing it, I was playing it on stream and I hated it. I thought it was slow and ponderous and ridiculous and full of itself and too slow. And then I went back and played, and I was like, oh my God, I love this game. But it's hard, your mind is in different places. So I get it. Okay, well, I'm curious what you're going to think about when you do play Keeper. But yeah, let me ask you this. I'm curious because as I've kind of pivoted this channel back to more game-centric content, I've thought about the things I want to cover, and it's interesting. Like I know whenever I put something out there, like even like right now, there are probably people, I'm not looking at the chat, but there are probably people who are going, they don't like that I don't want to play Yote. I do want to play it, but I'm not going to jump through the hoops I need to jump through right now. And I want to say that and share that with people because it's honest. It's an honest reflection of my feelings about the medium that we're all passionate about. And at the same time, I know I'm going to piss off some hardcore Sony people with that, right?
The console folks, yeah.
Right. When you are writing, I mean, how much of that, like, is that a constant pressure when you're, or do you go, I can't worry about that?
I can't
the
worry
chips
about
will
that.
fall where they fall.
Yeah, I can't worry about that. They can get mad at whatever they're like, and it's ridiculous too because I play on every platform, so it doesn't matter. It doesn't apply to me. I love Sony. I love Xbox. Halo is one of my favorite series of all time. Right up there with Zelda, and Sony barely has any IP sometimes. So.
Yeah, I mean,
Twisted Metal. I don't know, whatever.
Right.
Or The Last of Us. I love The Last of Us. I'm a huge The Last of Us mark.
Right.
I even buy the comic books of The Last of Us. I got Ellie up there. There's a reason why she's up there because she's one of my favorite characters. But yeah, I don't care about that at all. To me, that's a very minimal part of the audience, and a slowly dying one because a lot of people are like you, PC build or just like not really platform build. Nintendo is really the only one. Nintendo, the hat that I have, is really the only one where they have like a loyal fan base that actually buys a bunch of their games.
I don't know what is that a Nintendo hat, by the way. I have to be honest. I have no idea.
It says Nintendo. Yeah, it's
okay.
From Nintendo New York. So
okay. Yeah, and I like that. I think it's better for the art form. I think it's I always say it's like being upset with which projector the theater is showing the movie on, which digital. It's like, dude, who gives a shit?
Sure,
it's the movie, man.
Hey, I will love Nintendo games on PC. Lord knows I will love a bunch of them on PC. I would too. I think they would sell amazing, especially my precious Xenoblade Chronicles series, which is my favorite JRPG series of all time. But they don't sell well at all, even on the Nintendo platforms. But if they were made for PC, I think they would bang. I think they would sell multi-millions.
I wonder. I know Bayonetta 3 was an exclusive for the Wii or for the Switch. What was 3?
The Switch one, yeah.
And that came to PC, right?
It did not.
It didn't.
Bayonetta 3 did not. I think Bayonetta 1 did.
Oh, okay.
But
I'll tell you what. The other night, I was up real late and I had heard about Itagaki, and at first I was like, "Okay, is he doing a bit?" Because Ninja Gaiden 4 is coming out, and I know he's not doing anything. He hasn't done Ninja Gaiden since I think 2.
Yeah.
But was he being metaphorical? And then obviously it turns out no. A friend of his had posted this and was given the direction to post this when he died. And I don't know if they've released yet what he died of, if it was disease, if
it was cancer. I think
it was cancer.
Yeah. Or maybe I'm confusing that with fucking D'Angelo, who also died.
Right.
Hold on. Cause of death. No, they don't really say. It seems like, yeah, just a serious
Okay.
illness.
But so
Battle
I
of-
immediately was like, I just, I'm not a great gamer. So and I loved Ninja Gaiden Black 2, the remaster, and I know a lot of hardcore fans don't like it, but I liked it because I could actually play it. It was tuned in a way that I didn't feel, and I adored it. So that was my first.
the recent Ninja Gaiden 2 Black.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I played it for about an hour because I just felt like, even though I know he was like one of 3 directors on it and he didn't really do the remake, but the idea though, it was very interesting to me. The idea of like, it's not just I want to play it to pay my respects, but it's like there are choices. He is still here in that way, and you see those in the choices that he made. And they could be benign, like where to put the staircase because he liked the pacing of getting out of the river that you happen to fall in when you're fighting the bad guys. He put the staircase on the right, and you see the moon when you come up. Whatever could or the way the hit points for how much damage the Y button attack does, any of that stuff. But those choices live on, and I think there's something really special about that, and in a way to connect with a creator. And you do it with books too. It's like, oh, they wrote the sentence this way, but with the game, in some ways, it's almost more concrete, because you're in that world.
Because I look at game designers as a little bit like they're your architects, you're construction workers, you are building digital worlds. So there is almost a literal fingerprint there that is just a little bit more
remains.
There. Almost literally hands-on, as opposed to even a book or something. Definitely not a movie, movies barely have any fingerprints, it feels like. But with
maybe the editor in a movie, but I think maybe it's because like if when I'm dead and gone, and if somebody gets it in their be in their bonnet to go, I'm going to play this God of War game.
I should probably write an obituary for you too.
Don't do that, idiot.
Oh,
but look, the idea though of and again, there's a lot of people who touched that game and made it what it was. So I'm not saying it's all a Jaffe joint, but I'm all over that game, and especially the pacing of that game and the sense of opening it immediately in combat, and how we rarely let up, and that is me. If you listen to my interviews, if you watch the stuff I do as a creator on social media, that's my brain. It's always been going like that. And if you want to feel a connection to me, I do think playing games I've been involved with makes a lot of sense, right? And that leads me to going, I was like, you know what? I don't want to play this. I want to play his last game that I can get, which is Devil's Third, right? But Devil's Third, back to the exclusives, is only on Wii U. And I have a Wii U somewhere here. I don't know where, but I'm not going to get it out and see if the store's still open. I'm not doing it.
Emulate it. The store
but
is
I would
gone.
love to play that game, even though I know it's incredibly flawed. Did you ever play it? His last game?
I remember I did try to play it because it's one of the few rare Wii U games that the Wii U even had. So I remember I did try to play it. Didn't really hit with me, and I just never touched it ever since. So
right,
it's funny because I literally just played Ninja Gaiden 1 Black the day before.
Really?
Just
did you know he was sick? You had no idea.
I had no idea he was sick. It's just that Ninja Gaiden 4 is coming out, Ninja Gaiden Ragebound, which I already declared my game of the year this year.
Right.
I've just been in a real Ninja Gaiden mood, and so much of gaming this year in particular is all about like Japanese action,
Yes.
But Ninja Gaiden 1 was so unique in terms of like even in terms of like the influence from Devil May Cry or God of War. Like it really did have its own way of style, and so I was like, it's the essence of what he wanted to make. And when you play it, it's like he really did make these other choices where it's like, no, I need this game to run at 60 frames per second on the original Xbox.
Right.
So and so many games didn't do that back in the day, and it's like, man, like he really designed. He's making those thoughtful choices that other designers didn't. he wanted.
Well, I mean, every choice is a choice, right?
Yeah.
I mean, there are choices. We were okay running Twisted Metal at 15 frames.
Yeah,
We were, because we wanted more effects and we wanted more of the.
God of War 1 ran really well, right? Like
God of War 1 ran at 60, and that's only because Tim Moss insisted on it, and I almost killed him 50 fucking times because I didn't give a shit about that. I'm like, dude, I want more skeletons. He's like, no, you've got to have it. Well, he didn't talk like that at all, but he's British, so that's how they all talk. And to his credit, he was right. But it caused a lot of fucking heartache and compromise. But that's how it goes. But yeah, I mean, it was, and it's also sad too, because I'm 54 and he was only 58. He's the first guy from that little group of, when I was sort of in my heyday in that particular industry, and people knew the faces of the games, the Mees, the Cliffy B's, the Itagakis,
the rock stars. Yeah, you guys were the part of this early 2000s like rock star cohort of game designers.
Yeah. And now that was the first, and again, there's older ones. Sid Meier's still making games, and Miyamoto's still out there.
Of course, out there. Yeah.
But this group, he's the first kind of name that was,
That's why I was really kind of excited to talk to you today too, because it's like I actually look at you and Itagaki as almost kind of like definitely of the time period, but you guys were. But both of you were such innovators in the character action space, and you both took it in different ways.
I mean,
you're so right that you were, I only know you because you presented yourself as a rock star designer back then too.
I did. I wanted to back then. I mean, I look at it now and I think it's kind of silly, but at the time I was like, oh, this is what you do, and this is why not?
Again, Jordan Mechner was putting his name on the games too, and that's the only reason why his name has been stuck in my head for 40 years, because
that's right. Like, I mean, but it was weird. It's weird to think about that. Kojima's always talking about him dying. I think there are times where I'm like, I think he wants to die. He wants the drama, because I've heard he said like 4 or 5 public statements about, I think a lot about when I'm not here anymore and I have to do this.
He's been obsessed with it. I noticed it when I saw him at the film festival here in New York. I forgot the name of the film festival, but like he was talking about his documentary, and the whole time he was talking about dying. So distressing,
He's like, fuck Itagaki, he did it first, mother.
Probably, he's probably mad about that for sure. Yeah,
Jesus. So well, what are you gonna do? All right, well, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna check the chat. We're gonna take super chats. We're gonna take your calls if you want to talk to Gene and I. Before we do that, Gene, what are you playing this weekend? You got anything to play, or you don't know what you're gonna be
it's Friday, isn't it? You know what? I'm gonna play games. The games I want to play this weekend.
What are you gonna put? What is that?
I am. I just got back from New York Comic Con and played Resident Evil 9 last week, so I'm definitely in a Resident Evil mood. So I think I'm gonna be revisiting a bunch of the old games.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, Village, 7. Just to work it out. Well, Resident Evil is my favorite series, so I like playing Resident Evil games every few months, just in general. Right. So,
have you played Chronos yet?
So I actually played it last night. Actually,
what did you think?
I enjoy it actually, and I'm going to continue playing it. So it's going to be it's so funny that you mentioned that, because I was going to mention Chronos 6. It was like it's going to be a smattering of Resident Evil, and when I want something new, which is what I did, I'm going to play some Chronos. My ex just texted me, so that's why I just got caught off guard. Hey, girl.
Let's call her.
No.
Put her on. What's up, baby? How you doing?
Yeah. She is also again not a gamer or anything.
Gene's
like that.
date canceled for tonight. He's gonna be playing some Chronos. Why don't you get your little sexy panties and get over here? We'll watch the Victoria's Secret fashion show. You're like, dude, you haven't seen my ex. Never ever say that about her. I don't fucking know.
Yeah, she doesn't live here anyway. She lives in California.
Niagara Falls,
California.
Oh, okay. Okay, so I want to tell you though, keep an eye out for Keeper. I'm curious what you think.
Keeper, I'll try that out. And there is one new game coming out soon that I do have access to that I'm going to be playing.
Can you say what it is?
No, I can't. But people will probably figure out what it is.
Okay,
it's coming out pretty soon. So
I was real disappointed in the Reanimal demo. I was really looking forward to it. I don't know if you've played that yet, from the Little Nightmares 1 and 2 team. That's out right now on Next Fest. And but there's a game coming out, because you mentioned Resident Evil 3, the original. I don't know if you ever played Tormented Souls, which I didn't love the first one, but but Tormented Souls 2 comes out, I think it's next week, and the demo is fucking awesome, and it is fun, it is smart.
Hey, this looks cool.
It's very cool, and I think you'd be fine if you just skip the first one. And again, the demo is out, but
Yeah,
beautiful art. The demo plays great. The final's coming out pretty soon.
it's got fixed camera angles though. Let's go.
It
That's
does. No,
awesome.
it's fucking wonderfully made. So I want to turn you onto that for sure.
Yeah, I'll check it out. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think I'll be finishing up Keeper, which is not very long, and then finishing up Chronos. I'm at the very end of that. And then I got to figure out if I'm going to buy a DualSense or just say, fuck it, I'm going to get back to.
I'm about 6 hours into Chronos. I will say that I like Chronos a lot better than the Silent Hill 2 remake. I think
they're very different though, right?
They are different, and that's why I like Chronos better. So.
Yeah, I mean, it's very Resident Evil inspired. I think it feels more Resident Evil gameplay than Silent Hill gameplay.
More of a survival horror game. You're actually like running out of ammo like quite a bit, as opposed to Silent Hill 2 remake where you didn't. I'm at slower. I'm running away a lot. It's definitely feeling scarier than Silent Hill 2 remake did. So
yeah, I little too. Their story gets good, but at first they're obsessed with their fucking story, and it's like, read this, fuck you.
Oh yeah, it's a lot of reading or whatever.
Yeah, but that it gets worth it eventually. But okay. All right, there we go. Let's bring on the chat. Like I said, if you want to super chat with us, first off, like the stream, consider subscription, a membership, all that stuff. Tell your friends, notification, you know how it goes. But in the meantime, though, let's see what you guys are saying. Let me see if we have gotten any super chats, because that's our bread and butter. That's what we like to see.
Got a couple.
Here we go. Walter Mackey of the Cincinnati Mackeys, thank you so much for the super chat. He says, loving the new show. Thank you, pal. Mormon Fetus, thank you for the super chat. Says, I miss y'all on Stelly. My favorite moment was when Jaffe said anime girls smelled like strawberries. Well, I've been a believer ever since. You goddamn right. I said that anime and cartoons made me think that's what girls' vaginas would taste like, would be strawberries.
The
and
vaginas
I was
would taste like
disappointed that they weren't.
They don't taste like strawberries.
They don't taste like strawberries, which again, it's an acquired taste. Once you get used to it, you're good, but they look like they should smell like taste like strawberries. To help Jean's alpha dog, all her friends again. You goddamn right. Awesome Tatum. Thank you for that. Listen to this. Hey,
Tatum, I saw that.
Has been a member for 50 months here, going from Yote huge open world to Pokemon ZA. One city is bizarrely the most refreshing thing ever. Maybe that's why I like both of those games, says Hey.
That's interesting, because I went from Yote to ZA and I've had the opposite effect, but I totally see that. I'll go back to ZA too, because it's a fun game. The game's but it's fun to evolve and battle the Pokemon. That never gets old. So I even bought a physical copy. I ordered and it's on the way. So
do you play Go or you don't play Go?
I did play Pokemon Go. I played a lot of that. I was even the gym master of the White House for a little bit too.
Oh, that's right. You mentioned that. That's
I live here in Washington, D.C. Can you imagine all the little national monuments and the landmarks here? It was so much fun to battle for the White House.
You would think they would do it like in because you're talking about being in treatment for cancer and stuff, like kid hospitals should have just exclusive Pokemon that you can only get. Give the sick kids while they're healing some exclusivity. That would be cool. Seriously,
as someone who was a sick kid in the hospital, I don't know how you feel about that, but
okay. I thought it would be cool. It's like sucks you're sick, but
I don't know. I was playing Pokemon anyway, so I literally don't know how I feel about that. I don't know. I'm not saying if it was bad or good. I'm just like, I guess we got these. As a sick kid, I would rather go out and be the master of the White House. That's for sure.
That's fair. Did you ever read that book that came out last year? Big hit book about the guy and the girl who made indie games. And there was the office shooting.
God, what was that book called? I have that book. I started reading it, but I just got bored of it. But
Oh, I finished it. I
it's a good
thought
book. It's a good
it was
book.
good, but yeah,
Apparently it's a
but
good
it
book, yeah.
reminds me because they met in a hospital. They were both sick kids.
That's
and stuff
right.
like
Yeah.
that. But
I also play Pokemon like in the White House. When like I've been inside the White House and like within the hallways of like the West Wing and everything like that. And sure enough, there's just Pokemon there too. You can just catch them.
it's very unfortunate because apparently that was the inspiration for Ice. It's like we got to catch them all, and they basically got that from Pokemon Go being in the White House. Unfortunately,
sorry guys. Yeah, I gave them the idea. I
Your
gave them
fault.
the idea. That's why that's why they tweeted that out. Yeah.
Our one MAGA viewer is like, what do you mean? I apologize. That's perfect. Listen, congrats on the new show, guys, says Dr. Mister. Thank you, buddy. We appreciate that. Mormon Fetus, thank you for the super chat. You ever hear the song Shave 'Em Dry by Lucille Bogan? It's a song from the 30s. They don't make them like they used to. No, I've never heard the song from the 30s. No. Have you ever heard this song, Gene Park?
No. I listened to a lot of music in the 30s, but not that one.
Never heard it. Sounds filthy. Crow Duck. Thank you for joining the Diet Soda Soldier, sir. It's great to have you here. We appreciate you being here. There's a brand new YouTube exclusive video, 10 extra minutes of the God of War 20th anniversary retrospective book on this very channel as of last night. You have access to that now. Thank you so much for your support. Frank Lass, thank you for your support and your fun little beautiful sticker of a pear flying as a superhero. We love it. We love to see it. Thank you, pal. Now,
thank you.
If you want to call in and talk to Gene and myself, there is a link at the very top of the YouTube. Let me know if you can get it and call in. We'd love to hear what you have to say. Somebody in the chat was questioning, is what you're playing Ninja Gaiden 4? And I know you can't say, but
who knows?
Am I wrong to be excited for it? That would be my question. Can you?
No, it looks cool, right? The backgrounds, it looks like classic Platinum. Platinum is the developer on this.
Yes. I hope it's not super duper hard. You think it's going to be too hard for me?
They put in the easy mode, assist mode stuff. I
okay.
Thought. So if you just want to bash one button and just get your,
I don't need to be that easy. I just Platinum is historically pretty hardcore. I mean, that's not entirely true, but certain games
they have been, but lately they've been like really careful about making sure that they have like easy modes available.
Okay.
Like Bayonetta 3 had one where had an assist mode where again you just press one button and that it would just do auto combos.
Right.
So which is kind of fun. Just turn your brain off and just see the sparks fly.
It's beautiful looking games. That's for fucking sure. Look at this. We got Real Radic of the Radic family on the line here. Let's bring him in. Gene, you ready?
Yeah. What's up, man?
All right, here he is.
Yo, what's good, guys?
What's up, Radic?
What's good? What's good? Not too bad. How are you guys?
Good.
Good.
What do you want to talk about?
So I want to ask
I know what you've got in your hand, you motherfucker.
What is that?
Look at that. Your boy right there.
Have you opened it yet?
Yes, I have.
No. Wait. Well, you already gave it away.
Yeah.
You got a clicker. Okay.
Not like apparently that's not a bad pull because it's like one of the secret ones. So apparently it's more rare. So unfortunately, I think I'm addicted now because I want Sweet Tooth. I'm not saying this glaze you.
No. Like, I know. I was not even aware of this until recently because Walmart has a bunch of PlayStation stuff and a bunch of Twisted Metal stuff, including.
That's what I was going to ask you. Yeah.
Yes.
So they have a T-shirt which I really want. It's not in Canada yet. I hope it's in Canada. It's like the cover of the 1995 game.
I forgot.
Yep. Yeah. Born and raised in Toronto. They have a cool like holographic poster of Sweet Tooth. Like if you like turn it around, his flames go up and down. They also have another blind bag, like the ice cream melts figures. I never heard of them before, but
yeah, I'm putting it on the screen right now so everybody can see because in fact, it's your post, Radic. There you are.
Yep.
Because it's the one I saved.
Oh man, Sweet Tooth looks dope.
Sweet Tooth looks great. Yes,
definitely want Astrobot the most out of all of them. Abby looks kind of cool though.
Yeah, and they got
they got
the Yote lady. I don't know what her name
that's
is.
cool.
Oh
yeah.
Wow! Okay.
Oh, I want one of these now for sure. Yeah, they all could be pretty cool. Yeah,
and they're like what, $15?
They're like this was $7 each Canadian for one bag, so it's pretty cheap.
Bad.
That's not bad at all. Yeah, and then what is the Sweet Tooth lollipop thing? I saw that, but I don't know what it is. Like, there's no title to explain it because it's not in the bag, is it? Or it's one of the things you can get in the bag.
It's a separate product line. I think they're
Okay.
called Melts figures. I never heard of these before, but they're pretty much like ice cream versions of like various characters. I saw that they had like a SpongeBob one. I think a couple of Disney ones. But I think the reason why they picked Twisted Metal is because Sweet Tooth likes ice cream. So I think that's like the extent of that connection.
PlayStation
Sure.
Labubu. Yeah, that's what these are.
Yeah, kind of like iPad, back in the day, the original PlayStation Labubu. But
It has been really cool, I will say, to see Sony promoting this stuff. Like, I mean, Twisted Metal obviously is doing, it's kind of semi back in the zeitgeist because of the TV show, but it's I'm going to say I don't walk around with a lot of pride, not because I'm some kind of weirdo. I'm just like, I'm very comfortable with what I contributed, and there were hits and misses, blah, blah, blah. But I love seeing a package like this and going, hey, I got two guys up there.
You did get two guys up there.
That's pretty cool. I think for me, that's when it really hits home. It's like, not a lot of people can, and teams also can say they got two guys up there. We got two
Gorilla just has the one Aloy. That's it.
And nobody really wants Aloy. Aloy is like, you open it and you get Aloy, and it's kind of like,
it's like, oh, wow.
Okay. I mean, that's right. Who
it's like getting the yellow Starburst. I know what you mean.
Yeah, exactly.
I like the yellow Starburst though.
Exactly.
Yellow Starburst was my favorite.
Yeah. No, you're not wrong.
Yeah.
I'm not hating Michael Page. I'm just saying nobody wants fucking Aloy. Anyway, sorry. So yeah, go ahead.
So yeah, that was like the extent of what I was going to ask you, Jaffe. Like back in the early 90s, I say late 90s, early 2000s, was there ever like a more of a desire or push from you to get more Twisted Metal merchandise out there? Because like looking at the history, all I can see really is like Twisted Metal Black.
No, I mean Sony on the whole has done really well recently with recognizing the value of their brands outside of games, whether it's PlayStation productions or whether it's seeing all this merch from all the, and I don't know if there's necessarily instant money in the hills for them, or if it's more of a nostalgia play of like, let's keep that brand loyalty. It's probably a mix of both, which is why, like, you see Jack and Daxter here, right? Which has not been a game forever, but I love that they are recognizing that. But when we did Twisted Metal 2012, there were a couple of RC cars. There was a Sweet Tooth action figure. I got a couple of them behind me. But Sony wasn't then what Sony is now, and so they just didn't put a lot of effort, and they didn't. I think right now Sony probably has 20 people at just their product licensing division, which that wasn't even a department then. It was just somebody in marketing was handling it. So we always wanted it, and we had prototypes made of Mr. Grimm and Sweet Tooth, and we had a Hot Wheels prototype made of the truck.
Oh man, that would have been so sick, dude.
But it just, they never really saw the value in pushing it. So
yeah, that's what I always I like. Colin doesn't really say this, but Colin says, like he prefers that studios move on to like other stories and other IP. He's not really closing that off. But I don't understand people who do say like, oh, I would rather that these studios work on new IP than working on old stories. Like, imagine if we're still playing Jack and Daxter. And it's like, for me, like, I feel like that misunderstands like what makes the video games industry tick is that it is like very IP driven and very driven on iteration. And it's not like, oh, imagine if Scorsese was still making, Goodfellas 2 or 3 or something like that. It's not like that. Like, these are video games. You need to have a consistent IP. It's closer to comic books. Imagine if Marvel was like, oh, well, we'll just give up on Captain America and Iron Man because no one cares about them.
Well, that's why Nintendo does so well. And a lot of people go, but Nintendo doesn't make new IP. It's like, motherfucker, you must not play Nintendo. Their mechanics are always new. New. Donkey Kong is in Bonanza. Well, we've had Donkey Kong since 1984. It's like, you've had the character of Donkey Kong. But that game is a brand new game, new mechanics, new systems. It plays like a different IP. And I mean, I'm with you on that. 100%.
And to your credit, Twisted Metal is kind of that franchise for PlayStation. Like, I know there's loose connections between Twisted Metal 1, 2, Head On.
Yeah.
But like in general, it's like every game is like its own story. Each character is its own interpretation. Like, I love how Mr. Grimm's a cannibal in Twisted Metal Black. But in Twisted Metal 2, he's like the literal Grim
He's the
Reaper, who's
Grim
a
Reaper,
junkie.
yeah.
It's
Yeah.
fucking awesome. Like it doesn't really have to be
Mhm.
tied so down to lore. Like
Agree.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this. Oh, go ahead, Gene.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. Well, just to jump on Radix' point about lore, I mean, like that's what a lot of Sony games are like kind of obsessed with, like continuing like the story or the lore. So that's why Nathan Drake has to grow up and become 50 years old and have a kid, or that's why Ellie has to become like this or that, and we can't have any more Uncharted games with Nathan Drake because now he's old. And
Oh, that's the most
dies in Infamous
that's the
2, then
most
we have to get a new
ridiculous
character.
thing I've ever heard of, and I don't believe that's going to stand. The idea that he retired.
well,
He
they
doesn't
wrote
wanna
him
go-
as old, so now they got to go back to go back and do
what?
that, you know.
But I mean,
But Sweet Tooth is ageless, you know. Like
as is Nathan Drake,
Yeah.
though. The idea that they're not the idea that you've got people believing the marketing spin when Neil Druckmann or whoever is like, well, we have to pass the torch. Kratos is old. Nathan Drake is old. They're not real, motherfucker. You think we're going to pass the torch from Godzilla to Godzuki because Godzilla's been around too long? No, you just fucking figure out, make another one. It's
but
business.
they're not though. That's the thing. Though.
They are.
They're aging them up,
absolutely
you know.
No,
So,
they're
it's like that's why Jin Sakai can't be in Ghost of Yote because he's not 300 years old, and that's why they're doing that.
I don't know if they're going to be allowed to actually do something so stupid. Yote might make a little more sense because Jin Sakai is not on the tip of everyone's tongue. I don't think it wasn't like he's like, dude, you can't fucking not make another Ghost with Jin Sakai, and I love that fucking game, but I think all they're going to need to do is make a Cassie game for Uncharted 5 and go, oh, that was a mistake. Or can you imagine God of War starring Atreus? No.
That's what they're gonna do, man.
No, it's not.
They're totally going for that. You know?
And then they'll do it, and then they'll go, that was dumb. Let's go back to the fucking well. You know, hard.
But why do we have to learn that lesson though? Why can't it be like Bart Simpson, where Bart Simpson is 10 years old forever? Or,
it can be. It should be. That's why people get mad at me on the internet when I say Kratos doesn't need to change.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I don't want mature stories. I'm not saying I don't love what Corey did, because I do. It was very clever, very smart, very well written. But
it's great. Yeah.
Let him be Wolverine. Let him be Spider-Man. We spent 18 months and millions of dollars trying to find a character. And yeah, you want to, advance them, shrink them, change them with the times, but you don't want to just he's too old now. It's going to be his son. That's how it happens. I guarantee you, I've seen Atreus. You've seen Atreus. They didn't spend that much time on him. He's not a guy who can shoulder a franchise. Can you imagine?
Okay.
You tell me you think I'm wrong? You think
Atreus I'm accepting your reassurances. I don't want.
No, what I'm asking you is, do you think if God of War Egypt comes out and it stars Atreus as the new hero, people will show up for it?
Probably, but they'll complain the whole time, right? What did you guys complain? I don't know.
They should.
Imagine if Spider-Man 3 was just all MJ missions.
Yeah. Hey, she's a superhero now called Jackpot. She's awesome when she's Jackpot.
Sure. Yeah.
But speaking of being tied to lore, that's like what I kind of love about the new Twisted Metal show is like my dad doesn't need to play any of the games to understand it.
No.
He doesn't have. There's no like it's not like, oh, this takes place in the same universe as Twisted Metal Small Bro. It's like, no, it's like it's its own thing.
Yeah.
And now my dad knows who Sweet Tooth is, and that's so weird.
Thing.
That is so weird to me. He's like a 60-plus-year-old man. He saw me play Twisted Metal back in the day, but now he actually knows. He knows what Marcus Kane means. And that's
cool. And Minion, Jesus.
Yeah.
All right, Radek, thank you for calling, buddy. We appreciate it, man. See you soon.
Thanks, guys.
See you, buddy.
Take care.
I was going to ask you, Gene, about you had mentioned Jin Sakai and whatnot, but I'm curious about so here's Sucker Punch, who hasn't well, hang on, let's finish out this. Matt says you could have Atreus have a glow up and he could grow up to look like his dad. Again, it's not that I don't think you can do something with the character, but Jesus fucking Christ, Kratos is a star. It would leave him alone. Let him, like Gene said, put him in a bunch of fucking games. And you can make Atreus games. You can do.
He's a little god. He's literally written to be not dying and aging, right?
Yeah.
Like he's a god. That's
like,
why. I imagine that's kind of why you wrote him that way too.
No, I just thought it was cool, but when I think about it, I mean, it's like they have these Hollywood problems that they're creating for themselves. It's like, yeah, you can't have Robert Downey Jr. play Iron Man forever, so we have to solve that problem. You can't have Chris Evans play, these aren't real people, Sony.
Yeah.
They don't have to age. What are you doing?
Yeah.
But anyway.
Yeah. Look at what they did with Mario. They just fucking replaced the Mario actor. They're like, fucking, see you, old guy. You're about to fucking kick the bucket. So here's a new guy, and he's super young. And it's like, we're going to milk this guy's voice for 40 more years.
And when we're doing the movie, we're using Chris Pratt. I mean, but let me ask you about Sucker Punch. So now, I'm sure they know what they're doing next, but the official press word is, well, we haven't decided yet. Is it another Ghost game? We're in that blue sky phase. People online have been asking things like, okay, well, should they go back and do Infamous? Should they go back and do Sly? Or should they do another Ghost or something new? What would you want to see them do?
I have said this many times before, but I think that it is crazy that Sony didn't look at the Infamous franchise and be like, we don't fucking need Marvel. We don't need to be paying Marvel millions of dollars to make our own superhero game. We have one right here, and millions of people like that. Obviously not as popular as Spider-Man, but we can develop them into something. I want them to make an Infamous franchise that goes around to different cities, and we know for a fact, we can see that in Sony first party that they really care about diversity. They really care about having women characters and young boy characters and young girl characters. They love having their diverse cast, right? You can do that in Infamous, and barely anyone will complain because diversity is like built into superhero stories as being a great thing. Have it in different cities, all over the place, different conduits. They all have different powers and the different elements.
But they need, correct me if I'm wrong here, but they need to wear costumes, right? I mean, that's the one failure to me for Infamous is that they say it's a superhero game.
They're just wearing streetwear or whatever. They're just wearing leather jackets, and here's whatever Destin Rowe or whatever, and he's just wearing some jacket and a hoodie or whatever. Like the character design needs work. Don't get the guys that did Concord. Don't get them.
No, get Charlie Wynn back. Charlie Wynn was our art director for characters for the God of War games, and then he went to work for Marvel movies, and he designed Thor, and he ran and co-ran all of the art for character design. So he's one of the architects of that, and now he's at Fortnite. But back up a Brinks truck to him and say, "Come make Infamous." Characters fucking cool, but still make them look like superheroes. I know people in the chat, some people are like, that's why I like Infamous, and I get it, but they're like just normal people. But in this day and age, I think that's one of the reasons it didn't connect is because they just look like some dude in Seattle.
Make at least give them a little bit more color. Like for example, Cole is yellow, right? So keep him with the yellow schematic. He's edgy Pikachu man,
Right.
And Delson Rowe was like a little red and black. So okay, he's got the granite powers, so he can be granite. And then the chicken First Light, she's like purple and violet. So we can do there's some color coordination and just jazz it up a little bit more in the clothes department. I'm playing Resident Evil 2, and it's striking to see Leon Kennedy and Claire Redfield just being the blue character and the red character. Just do that. You're
just playing the remake, or you're playing the
both of them actually, because I've emulated the original the PS2 version or the PS1 version. But I
know people love Jill Valentine, but Claire's my girlfriend, dude. I love Claire so much. I don't know why she's not as popular.
Oh, Claire's great, yeah, but they just don't make as many stories. Actually, I kind of want to play Resident Evil Revelations 2 because that was a Claire game too.
I didn't know that those were over the shoulder.
They're over the shoulder, and they're pretty combat heavy too. So they're pretty fun. So we'll.
Where can you play that? If I wanted to play that, can I just get it on PC, or have they haven't remastered those?
You should get it on PC, and it should run. It should be easy. It's an old game, so
okay.
Cool. But just make them color coordinated. Just make 5 or 6 different superheroes, and then Sony, you want a live service game? Just make a live service Infamous superhero game where you get to play as Delson and Cole. Cole comes back. He's stronger than ever. He's like the main conduit. And then you would
want a live service Infamous before you got a new story?
Well, I wouldn't want like I wouldn't want a live service Infamous, first of all, but like if they
Right.
want a live service game so much, they could build up their own cinematic superhero universe of have a stable
Yeah.
of 5 Infamous games that you
Yes.
made. And there's the girl character, and there's the black character, and there's the Asian guy in Japan or Hong Kong or whatever. And then you make them all come together to fight one force.
Rita Repulsa.
Yeah, Rita Repulsa just coming out of her
Power
little egg
Rangers.
and be like, "Hey, I'm alive!" Just
Yeah.
and they all fight in this one mega game. It could be a live service, but it'll be a multiplayer game, a co-op
Right.
game, or you can play a single player. But just make it all come together to one mega superhero game where they fight, and then Sony will have their own Avengers Endgame, and then they can fuck it up later on if they want to. But at least
Right.
they had one success,
Well, hey man, I wouldn't mind seeing him going back. It's got to be tough though, because whenever you get a certain distance from the original,
Mhm.
and people start to stratify in their memories of what made that game special, and a lot of times it's stuff that really wasn't the game. It was the memory of you when you were 15 or whatever.
Mhm.
And so you go back to Infamous now and you start fucking with it. I think you have to be real careful, not because you want to be precious with it, because I think it's not a great IP as is to travel beyond the hardcore. I think you have to do what you're saying, but I think the danger is if you start doing too much of what you're saying, people go, that's not Infamous, and then it's like, well, how much of a risk do you want to take to expand that net versus like, fuck it, let's just do a new IP.
Yeah, but most people don't really know what Infamous is. It's like Radic and some of the folks in the chat know, but
Right.
otherwise, there's a opportunity to just rebrand and reboot a whole new superhero series. Take what you learned from making the Spider-Man games, which are excellent. They're great games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me say this to the audience real quick. And I'm going to give it to Gene if he wants to write about it. I have evidence that Japan, video game, well, I should say Japan in general, is a better country than America. And if we get in the next let's say 10 minutes, $100 in super chats, I will break the news and I will give it to Gene, and I will give you visual video evidence of why Japan is a better country for video games than America. And then Gene, you can write about it if you want for the Washington Post, but we need $100 in the next 10 minutes. Tech, are you doing a show or are you watching right now? Anna, I think you're there. Can somebody set a timer for 10 minutes? And at the end of 10 minutes, if we don't have it, I'll just share it with Gene offline and you'll never get to know what I know. But that's how we live and thrive on this show, boys and ladies, and everything in between is super chats and memberships. Let's keep them rolling in. Also, if you want to call in right now and talk to world famous Gene Park, not only is Gene Park one of the best journalists out there today, he also knows how to treat women right, assuming you have a lot of money, which means you have to pay for all the women at the table. Always. And so you can click the link at the very top, and we're off to the races if you want to call in.
Yeah.
My issue with Ravnos, is that the character in Infamous, is boring generic white guy with opinions. I didn't even play him.
Boring generic white guy with superpowers.
Yeah. I don't know.
I think they're great. I think they're great games. I think the story was like a little mid, but it's why you just give them better writers, basically. And Sucker Punch is getting better at writing. Again, I think Yote is a better written story than Tsushima. Some people will disagree. That's fine. Tsushima wasn't a terribly written game.
Right.
So,
no,
people in the chat are mentioning Prototype. I love Prototype, bro. I am a prototype. I love Prototype 1. I love Prototype 2. They are sick, disgusting games. And I love playing them. It's the closest thing you can actually play to like an actual Venom game, because Insomniac's not really making that Venom game. It seems like we're getting Wolverine. Seems like they really just skipped out on making Venom. So
I think Wolverine might be a smaller. God damn it, Jaffe.
Smaller game,
smarter choice. I like Venom a lot, but I mean, I don't know. The last Wolverine trailer looks solid, but it looks. I think Insomniac has been so brilliant, and I talked to some people who are no longer there about their structure, and it's like they do such a good job of giving the team this much time to run and play and find new things, and then the gates close, and they are total hard asses about this is the game. Now we create the assembly line of it and we just get it done, and it's not feature creep and all this stuff. And I think I think that's great, and it has served them so well this generation. But I think Wolverine, at least if that trailer and then the leaks before or anything to go by, it does start to make you go, they need to freshen up the formula a little bit. Now maybe that's not the case. The proof will be in the pudding. You have to play it. Like you said last time, you can't really know much by watching a trailer, but I would say that trailer left me going, yeah, I'll play it, but I'm not like, oh my fucking, I mean, were you blown away by the Wolverine trailer?
I've seen the leaks too, and the leaks blunted a lot of my excitement for Wolverine. Especially there's I don't want to spoil it for people who haven't seen the leaks, but there is a gameplay element in the leaks that wasn't in the trailer, and I hope that they cut that out. But it also sucks that they spent so much time like doing that.
Was it the sniffing thing, the smell sense?
No. It's about a character.
Okay.
About a character, and I was just like, why did you spend all this time doing that? You should just be focusing on this thing, I think. But it's not in the trailer, so maybe it was early. Who knows?
Right.
But back to the trailer. I'm excited because I love Wolverine. I've always been so sad that the MCU has been like X-Men-less, because of all the stuff.
Right.
Because the X-Men are the most exciting thing about Marvel besides Spider-Man. So it's nice to see Wolverine get some shine, but gameplay wise, yeah, it's not. There's nothing. I look at that and I'm like, oh, I can't wait to see what new experiences await me.
Yes,
as I play this game. There was a joke that says, oh, the combo for what you saw on the screen was going to be a square, triangle.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like that.
That's
I'm sure it won't be, but
it's gonna be fun. I can't wait.
Yeah.
But
I'd rather than make a Doctor Strange game. Wouldn't sell as well, but mechanically, there's a lot more you can do.
That'd be a lot more interesting. That'd be a lot more interesting, other than the guy who just slices stuff or whatever.
Yeah, agree. Let me ask you two quick journalist questions before we look to the chat and go super chats, boys. What let me ask you something. I'm not even going to get into it, Gene. I'll save it for next time. But let's go super chats. We got 5 minutes left. If you want to see the exclusive story about why Japan is better than America when it comes to video games. In the meantime, I have two journalist questions. Number one, lately a lot of people have been dying, and the press covers them. Whether it's Redford, whether it's what's her name, Annie Hall, Diane Keaton.
Oh my god!
Right, Itagaki. I just want to make sure I'm correct on this, because I've seen all walks of press quality saying this person has sadly died. That's incorrect, right? What's correct is sadly, this person has died. But if you're saying this person has sadly died, isn't sadly basically explaining the experience of them dying was a sad experience? Like nobody was around them and they were scared. Like, am I wrong on this? Because it drives me crazy.
I can conversationally, I think it makes it like, oh, they sadly died. How sad that they died.
Yeah,
that's what it is, right? But I understand from a grammatical standpoint that it sounds like that they died in a sad way, like Gene Hackman did. That sounds like it was.
How did he die?
I think he just died alone, and his wife died with him. I don't know.
That's right. Like in the house, one died first, and he was wandering around. Okay, yeah, that would make sense.
That's pretty sadly dying, I think.
Got it. Yes. Okay.
Awful. But you wouldn't say journalistically, really, you wouldn't say that there's anything sad about their death at all.
Right.
You would just say Diane Keaton had died.
Right.
Period.
And if you were a fan of Diane Keaton and it was more like TMZ, you would still say, sadly, Diane Keaton died.
Yeah, we're sad to announce that that Diane Keaton has died or something like that.
Right. Ace Frehley is the other one who just
Ace Frehley, of course, is the other one. The legendary guitar.
God, what is with this month? What's going on the last 2 months?
It's a bad year, man. But
isn't it it's so Itagaki to die the same week Ace Frehley dies? It's like, at least if you're gonna die, good on you, Itagaki.
I mean, we lost fucking Ozzy, man, this year. Like, for fuck's sake, dude. Like,
but that guy went out well. He knew he was going out. He knew that was his last performance.
I know. He went out in the most amazing way possible, I think.
Yes.
It's incredible. But it still sucks that he's gone. He wasn't that old too,
No.
And then you see Mitch McConnell, he was like falling. he's falling, and he's like 83, and it's like I look at him and I feel sorry for him too. You know, it's like, dude,
I look at him and go, "What happened to you old people not being able to get up? Stay down, Rocky. Don't get up. Let somebody." It's
not
ridiculous.
attaching myself to that comment. Just to be clear.
Democracy dies in the dark, but I wish fucking
no, it's a ninja sex
I
party.
wish he'd die in the fucking dark too.
Ninja sex party. No.
I know. Listen to this though. I have a beef to pick with. You're not a video game journalist, but I have a beef to pick with video game journalists, which is, EA is selling themselves or has sold themselves, assuming the deal goes through, to a number of companies, including Saudi Arabia company, blah, blah, blah. Okay. And today it came out that one of the unions within EA said, we were the very people who will be jeopardized as a result of this deal, but we were not represented at all when this buyout was negotiated or discussed. And I'm like going, no shit. It's like, I'm so tired of video game journalists covering unions like it's some kind of great thing in games without explaining that if you don't have leverage as a union, they can recognize you as a union, but it doesn't mean you have any power. You think they give a shit if they lose 60 QA people from EA? They're going to come to you and say, hey, Jared Kushner's on the phone. He'd like to know what you think about the fact that we're going to sell our company to the Saudis. I mean, I wish these fucking journalists would just actually, lay this shit out for readers of their rags and go and educate them a little bit. Otherwise, they're just pounding this drum of like, aren't unions and games great? It's about time. It's I think
there's a lot of like basic understanding of what unions are. They're like, oh, it's going to protect us from all kinds of things. And I say this as somebody who has been a union member for a good 20 years of my life, as well as I used to be a union boss.
I support unions. I love unions.
Yeah. I am the former vice president of the Hawaiian Newspaper Guild. We represented all the news workers in the entire state of Hawaii.
But I mean, how many is like 4 or 5 people?
You
make it sound good, Gene, but it was
it was 400 people. 400 people. So that's a sizable union. Definitely got smaller. I think it's just shrunk down to like 200 something people or whatever after the closures, or whatever. But it's like, again, because these companies will, that's a reality, is that the companies will just shut down, and it's like, fuck what the union thinks. The unions don't have a lot of power at all. Our power comes from striking, and our power comes from the fact that we are the thing that makes a product, and that's our negotiating power.
You want to have a powerful video game union. Get the coders, get the producers, get the designers, get the people who make the game, and even that's starting to be less. But okay.
But that's why it's important for unions to be able to create these like you said, these powerful networks that will be undeniable.
Well, if you're a journalist covering it, they should explain how this works so people can actually. It's one thing to make your dick feel better, but it's another thing if your dick actually is better.
There's a lot of focus on unionization in video games for some reason. That's more so than in the other industries. I'll say that much. I'll definitely say that.
Well, I think they should be unionized if they can be, but you're only as strong as you can negotiate.
I'm in the union right now. The Washington Post has a union. I'm not as involved with it because I.
Thank you for that, buddy.
Thanks,
but
Frank.
You guys, we want your money, but you're not giving us your money today, and that's fine. I understand. You want to play hardball with us. You look at Gene, you look at me, and you think, oh, they're a bunch of betas. Fuck them. We're going to steal their lunch money. Fuck you. We're coming for you, motherfucker. But right now, Gene, do we want to be generous to these nice people since it's the weekend and say, I'm going to give them the scoop with you about why Japan's better for video games? Or do we want to save it?
I'm a little interested, but maybe we can save it for next week. I don't know. Just tease them. We can make. We're not here to make your dicks feel better.
No. You got. I'll tell you what. $15 in the next 1 minute. Okay. No, $15. Gene's going to take over the podcast for the moment. I'm going to hold my breath. If we don't get $15 by the end of me holding my breath, you don't get to know. Here we go, Gene. Take it. I'm going to hold my breath.
I'll talk about. Well, I do actually just talk about. I just came back from a journalism conference, actually, where it was a bunch of students, a lot of young people younger than Real Radic, 22-year-old kids. And it's a little weird to talk to these kids because they grew up in COVID. They graduated high school like when COVID happened. Like, can you imagine how their brains work? Right? You know who's gonna be real annoying as a generation are the kids who did not experience COVID lockdown at all. Like the kids like just born like 2 years ago. Like, can
That's
you
all.
imagine how? Hey, we got it.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Oh, we got a super chat. I didn't see it.
Yeah, we did.
Let's see. Hey, look at that. There we go. Thank you, Necro. Thank you, buddy. There you go. That's how we do it. Necrophagic, thank you so much for the $20. Here we go. Continue your COVID story first, though, Gene.
Oh yeah, I mean, can you imagine how annoying these kids will be? Like all well adjusted socially, because they haven't been locked down for 2-3 years during their most formative periods of their life. You know,
It's true. My kids got hit right there. They were doing graduations in cars.
Yeah,
drive-through graduations.
Yeah, you became an adult during lockdown. Like just how crazy that must be, you know? So like I'm hanging out with these kids and I'm like talking with like other people at the hotel or whatever, and then they notice like, wow, Gene, you're really good at like small talk. I'm just like, yeah, it's a trait you learn. It's a skill you learn when you're able to go out and about as an adult and just like, learn to talk to people. It's like for them, it's like, whoa. I can't believe it. You just talk to people about the weather and like the traffic. Are you kidding me? You know,
I had John Garvin, who was the director of Days Gone, Siphon Filter, Golden Abyss, Uncharted on the show, and doing an interview. You can still find it. It was a great interview, great guy. And he was talking to me about the new influx of workers at Bend. He's not there anymore, but it's kind of the Gen Zers coming in and talking about how difficult the culture mismatch was in terms of their expectations and stuff. And I've always heard people say that, and I've heard people, and I've been like, that makes sense, but I've never experienced it. And I experienced it recently. We were working with someone, not a bad guy at all, decent, very nice, smart guy. But, you know, he was a contractor that we had brought in and to do some work with us and stuff. And he had this expectation that he was going to be, you know, included in every conversation. And we were going to get his buy-in and this, that, and the other. And I'm just kind of like, dude, you're just a contractor. It's not that anything's wrong with you. You have talent. We like working with you, but where are these expectations coming from? I don't have time to, you know, I barely have time to run it by my producer. I'm supposed to go to some contract guy we've worked with for 2 weeks and go, here's what we're thinking about posting on the channel. What do you think? It's crazy. So what you're saying, my point of bringing it up is because the idea of all of these, not just wider gaps like Gen X and Gen Z, but you're right, that Gen Z and then the kids coming up now after COVID, it's and we're all thrown together. And it's like, what the fuck is, like, I can't imagine who gives a shit. Who gives a shit? I mean, I'm serious. I'm stunned that they 50% of high school kids think the government should have control over what the news can print. 50% in this poll.
That's wild. Yeah. Well, it's like, even among younger millennials, because I was actually the oldest person on our social media team in the Washington Post. For folks who don't know, I didn't always cover games. I've only covered games for 5 years. I actually helped out a huge amount with the social media at the Washington Post. I was at Washington Post on Twitter.
That's right. Yeah.
And so, of course, we had a lot of young people on the team. I was the oldest member. I was at 33, 34. I was the eldest being on this team. Right. So there were a lot of young people. And for some of these young folks, they wanted to be activists. You know, a lot of the discourse right now about games or just media in general is like, oh, you're just an activist. You know, there's that meme about, you know, Atsu designed by a game developer and the Atsu designed by activists, right?
What is Atsu?
Atsu is the main character of Yote, and then so Atsu designed with gamers in mind is her with a lot of makeup and big old titties.
I've seen that. And
then Atsu with activists in mind, it's just whatever she looks like right now, right?
A normal woman.
She looks pretty too, you know, whatever, you know. But you know, but it is true that there are people who want to be activists in there, and they want to be activists at the Washington Post, and they realize this is not my calling. I can't do what I want to do because they won't let me do it. So you know what they did?
Yeah, but where did they get the idea that the Washington Post was the place for that?
Because they think that the media is woke, you know, and they think that the Washington Post is like a liberal or like paper, and it's actually pretty conservative, and it's been conservative the whole time. Actually, it's what you said earlier about we're a conservative editorial board now, right? The other day, and it's like no, they've actually been pretty conservative the whole time, like kind of,
Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna write an op-ed, sure, but if you're writing news,
yeah.
Yeah,
but like you can't write whatever you want.
What did they do? You said, yeah, I'm sorry.
So they fucked off, and when they go off to be an activist, there's a whole bunch of NGOs and nonprofits here in DC that you can just go there and work there. So that's exactly what they did. They decided to stop being activists in the media, and they decided to go off and they go be a real activist, which I think a lot of people would like, actually. And I think for me, being an old man, it's like if you want to be an activist, you should just go be an activist. Don't go into the newspaper and try to be an activist because it's not going to happen.
Right? Or start your own paper, and
and make it an activist news organization. What a lot of people are doing. A lot of people are making a Substack right now. Bari Weiss is taking over CBS News, and people like to think that she's like fair or whatever. She's an activist too. Let's be real. And CBS News didn't understand that, and they just gave her the reins. I don't know. Anyways.
New York Post says Wallace has been conservative the whole time too. I like the New York Post. I don't like their conservative bent, but I like it's kind of fun news, and I'm excited that they're bringing it to LA in the new year. There's going to be an LA Post.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe I should work there.
Oh, please, Gene, that would be so cool.
That would be cool.
Yeah, it would be very cool because then you can have a little bit more fun, but still do real news sometimes too, because they break stuff sometimes too. But
the New York Post is crazy. But I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, well, in the chat, Brandon says woke activism needs to leave gaming. No, it doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing needs to leave gaming. What you don't like, gaming is art, right? Activism should be allowed in art if the people who are making the art want to express themselves in that way, and they can get the funding to do so. I think what you really mean is big budget games that are meant to be appealing to lots of people shouldn't be overtly political unless it's a political cause that pretty much only a moron would disagree with.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's probably good business. I think you're right, but I would never want to see activism leave the industry. I think that's what makes it rich and interesting.
Activism is a part of art. So I understand why. Yeah, you put it like really brilliantly. Like if it's meant to be something that's supposed to be universal, then you should probably remove the activism out of that because that is inherently not universal.
Right. Unless you're Ubisoft, where somehow someone made it clear that killing the KKK in Assassin's Creed was bad. Okay, I guess that seemed to be should be universal. Ubisoft, just a heads up, buddy. That shouldn't be something controversial that you want to murder the KKK. Just a thought. We got another super chat coming in. Thank you so much for that. That's coming in from Invader, our buddy. Thank you for the very generous super chat. Invader 0042. And then Ravnos has been a member for 30 months. He says, Gene, have you been to any great orgies lately?
Orgies.
You are after orgies. Mm-hmm. You're the most interesting man in the world. I guess he's talking about those parties you talk about on Last Stand Media.
Yeah. The only one I've been to was the same one the other month, where I went to this little like BDSM party, which was interesting.
But it was the same. But it wasn't the one about the mask and stuff. This is
so everyone was wearing masks in this one, but this is a different organization doing a different party, and so the one with the masks are more like for the older, like not really older folks, but like more like the well-to-do folks. Okay. And this king party was more like, just at a club and just like out and about, where the mask one was like more secretive, where it's like you get a secret invitation and you're not going to know where to go until the day of, and then you all have to wear tuxedos and like little ballroom masks and everything like that, exactly like Eyes Wide Shut. Right. Stanley Kubrick didn't just make that movie up. He was being reflective of reality. And some people are like, well, I never have that in my town. And it's like, you have it in your town. Absolutely.
Right. Okay. But I want to ask about the kink party. So is this a party you take a date to, or you just showed up and
I just showed up?
Happens next.
So the other one, the orgy, that one I have to bring a date to, like the mask one, like I actually I should be bringing a partner, I should be contributing to the girl pool of women, with this one, it was just like, whatever, just show up or whatever. So,
okay.
Met some
friends.
Did
you show up because you were like, I want to have some sex here, or was it more I'm curious? Or
I'm curious. Yeah, I
Okay.
haven't had sex in any orgy. I've never had an orgy sex before.
right?
Ever.
Okay.
No.
I'm
I
fascinated by it. It's like that tent in the Burning Man where you walk, the orgy tent in the Burning Man. It's like
Yeah.
if you walk in single, it's like you never know who you're going to leave with or what disease you're going to leave with.
Yeah,
Who knows, man?
Yeah.
Yeah, I get to live vicariously through you.
Gene's FetLife profile is blowing up ostentatious. So I do indeed have a FetLife profile. And that's a good place to find these kind of parties or whatever.
What do you call yourself on there? If people want to find you on FetLife, Gene, I'm kidding. Unless you want to tell them, I don't give a shit.
No, that's funny because I'm actually under a complete pseudonym. Yeah, I'm definitely not.
Of course.
I'm usually Gene Park in like a lot of other contexts.
Right.
But for FetLife, I'm just gonna keep it a little secret for now. So
do you register there as a top or a bottom or a switch?
you can register as whatever you
No,
want.
no.
What did I do?
Yes,
I put Switch because I'm just like whatever. I don't care. I'm not really here to.
Did you think they were talking about the Nintendo console though? Is that you got
Switch,
confused?
Yeah, Switch 2. Yeah,
You showed up with your Switch. Hey, did anybody want to play Mario Kart?
I'm here to play some video games. Have you seen a fucking video?
Why is he coming at me with a whip? What's going on? I'm gonna be Mario.
Play some video games.
I have not seen
coins and blah blah blah. And say,
nope.
Why would you make that video?
I don't know. Listen, we made our goal. Thank you, fellas. We're going to show you why Japan is better for video games than America. Okay. And I don't mean to be anti-American. I am going to the anti-American rally this weekend. So you could confuse me as that, but I'm not being
the No Kings rally. Are you going to be attending that? Okay.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Jesus.
Proudly and happily.
Oh my God.
But this is why Japan kicks America's ass when it comes to games. And I'll ask you and me, Gene, not to speak when I show the video, but this is just an image. Right now, if you go to Japan and you go to McDonald's and you decide, isn't this the shit? This is amazing. They have.
I understand now. Yes.
Yes. We can't have nice things here. They're doing Street Fighter collab, and let me show you the video and then we'll talk about it as we wrap the show up. This is
look at how good that teriyaki looks.
I don't even like meat and it looks good. Here we go.
You don't eat meat?
Hang on, there's more. I mean, come the fuck on. And what's great about it is look after Chun-Li takes out Guile. Look at his belly. Look at him. It's so great. We don't get any of this, Gene the Bean. What's happening?
We don't. Look at the fresh art in the background. There's unknown, new characters.
Who's this person with the cat ears? Is that somebody I should know?
I don't know. I haven't played SX. I need to play SX.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, maybe you could write an article, Gene, and shame McDonald's America for not giving us the stuff.
Yeah, because all we get is like the Travis Scott meal, and it's just like a quarter pounder with barbecue sauce on it. We get the BTS meal, and then the K-pop group, and then it's just nuggets with like a different sauce, like a sweet chili sauce, whatever. And then
wait a minute. Necro says Konami is currently holding a big food scavenger hunt in LA for Silent Hill F. Okay, that's pretty cool. Well, maybe
Radic says the J Balvin meal. We get nothing here. We get nothing fun.
I will say the Silent Hill F cosplay community has been doing just amazing shit. At least my Twitter feed, it's fucking People are going nuts with the wolf arm. And
Hinako is iconic, you know, just with the torn sleeve. It's so easy to do, and it's like it's instantly recognizable. It's a
and
great,
you can up your game if you want to do the mask, if you want to do the arm,
do the
if you want
mask,
to do the branding,
back or whatever, the torn back. But all you need is that regular schoolgirl outfit. And just rip the sleeves, and you're good to go. I play that next time.
Dude, you'd have to dress up for the show.
You know what? I might do that because Brad is wanting to do summon sign, but he's only accepting people who will dress up as in costume. And you know what? Let me just look up. Yeah, I'm gonna look up that outfit on Amazon and see if I can get it.
Maybe they'll give you a Fat Life discount.
Girl, a uniform, blue. Let's see. Oh, there you go. That's it. I'm getting it. $34. No problem.
34. Oh, that's good. That's good.
Yeah, that's not bad at all. Yeah, I'll get it.
Okay, so Jaffe, or guys, I'm going pretty deep through Next Fest, says Green. So far everything sucks. Did you guys catch any good demos? Before we wrap, I'll tell you real quick. Are you going to play anything? I mean, you already got your gaming weekend set. You have time to play any of these demos, Gene, or not really?
The demos, no, I'm not really someone who plays demos anyways.
Okay.
Depending.
Well, I will tell you what I have discovered that has been pretty good so far. Let me see. Heroes of Might and Magic, olden era demo. I haven't played. Supposed to be great. The Arc Raiders playtest is going on this weekend. The Server Slam. Let's see. Reanimal. A lot of people like. I didn't like, but you know, give it a try. The best thing I played, which is, I'm not fucking with you, is a game called Fantastic Findings Hidden Seasons Demo, which is a hidden object game, but it's 3D and it's going to tank because it basically requires you to like hidden object games and also know basically Maya controls for 3D software. No one's going to play this game, but it's awesome. There's been some things I'm going to play a lot more this weekend. So on next week's show, I'll let you know. All right, Gene, I think that's the show. Do you have anything final to say, or we want to wrap it up?
No, I'm having fun shopping for Japanese schoolgirl outfits right now. I think it's going to happen. That's
going on the soundboard. Okay.
I'm going to be Hinako. Okay. And maybe that'll be my outfit for the next orgy too. You know, that would be so popular.
Come on. I know. Come on.
I'd be the belle of the ball.
You totally would. That would be so great. Okay. Marvel Cosmic Invasion. I mean, I think that's a great comfort food game. The demo's up right now. I think it's on.
I don't want to play a demo of that. I just want the whole game.
Yeah. You play it and you're not going to come. Basically, I played it and was like, and then I couldn't stay away from it because it's grilled cheese gaming is what it is. It's like,
I only want demos of games that are really interesting and weird to play. Like I wouldn't want a demo of Wolverine. Insomniac's Wolverine,
because you want the whole experience.
Because I want the whole thing, and I kind of already think like it's not gonna like pique any curiosity in my,
right.
Like the demo. Like I'm disappointed that I didn't play Pragmata at the Capcom booth in New York Comic Con because that is the game that is like I'm most curious about how that plays. But Onimusha was also different too, and I'm glad I played that.
Pragmata, though, the demo, people have been coming away positive. My biggest worry about that game is can they keep up that very unique mechanic over the 15 hours, but I think it's cool, man. I'm happy they're trying shit like that,
for sure.
Okay, well, listen, folks, this has been the second pilot episode of gaming. I don't even know what we call this. Gaming Exploding, gaming. What is this called?
Gaming Nut.
Gaming Nut. What is this fucking show called?
Gaming Busted Nut. Gaming Exposed.
Gaming Exposed. Okay. Let us know in the comments if you like it. I am having fun, Gene. I don't want to put words in your mouth, so I'll wait to hear from you, but I'm enjoying it. I'd like to do it again next week if you would.
Yeah.
The real question is, do we, it's all, my schedule's easy. Wednesday, Friday together almost feels like it would be better if there was a little more time to let more news pile up. But, I don't know if that's something we can work out, but regardless though, Gaming Exposed will be back next week. At the moment, Wednesday, Friday. If that changes, we'll let you know. In the meantime,
rolling for Wednesday, Friday. Yeah.
Find Gene obviously all over social media. Last Stand Media. You're streaming on Twitch a bunch lately. You're gaming over there, right?
Yeah, I'm on twitch.tv/Gene Park. There's no regular schedule up right now. I should have a schedule, but also this show would now clash with that. But we'll see.
We'll figure out something. And then you can find me obviously here on this channel on social media. On this channel, we just put up a brand new God of War video yesterday. There's 2 God of War videos up. There's a new Twisted Metal video coming. There's a Silent Hill F semi deep dive came up. So there's a lot of gaming stuff over here. We appreciate you being here and spending some of your Friday. Have a great, safe weekend. Gene Park, as always, gets the final word. Gene, what are you saying?
Adios, everyone.